lot about it. If you want to be a wise guy, you can do it anyway. If you want to be a strong man, you can do it anyway. If you want to be an Indian chief, cowboy, you can do it in the ring. You can't do it in the mall.
The most electrifying line in sports entertainment today. If you smell what the Rock is cooking, hate me if you can survive if I let you. I'm figuring and thinking that nothing's gonna stop my macho man Randy Savage now. I'm the man. I'm the icon. And yes, you can't bow. I am God.
The number one show on the net that leads to the best in your head like Goldberg Net. For the punks and the perverts, this is how it works with Terry Funk and Knox Baker. Check Isman and Barney, they got the cheap seats, so sit back and have a seat. They got questions from the fans, in your head is the band from Australia to Japan.
Shake down the road, get back to Mexico, up to Mississippi. We are bigger, we are faster, and we are all night long. All you idiots, punks, perverts, and fools, be sure and tune in and listen to this show. www.inyourheadonline.com.
All right, and we're live here once again in your head wrestling radio. I am the internet icon, the pride of the pilgrims. I hear the show playing somewhere, but the most honest man in all of podcasting was on my phone. Jackie Jones, along with my right-hand man, my audio soulmate, and the enforcer of the Headyverse.
1 inch biceps, the power goat. Bah, I'm the man who tells you what to do. I'm the king of all the marks who was forged in combat. Forged in combat. That's who I am of the 1 inch biceps of the forged in combat.
Boom! And we are here, and we're here to do it. We are here to do it to get so you guys know. Right off the bat, we're going to talk about wrestling here on a Wednesday night. But if you help out the show, you will get some stickers. So how you do that? You can super chat us $10. $5 you'll get a sticker. $10 or more you'll get 3 stickers. Or you can Venmo at Headyverse. These are the kind of stickers you can get. These will be going out to these fine gentlemen. Last week, someone got the Cena one and Bray Wyatt.
Ooh.
Baby! These are just examples of what you could get.
Let's go Hall and Nash. Hell yeah.
Hall and Nash, yeah. Pretty sweet. So you don't know. Help out the show. Help support. Help pay for all this stuff. And that's a thank you to you. And last week, off the show, we sold the last of the double-sided wanted shirt with Hillbilly Heartthrob on the back. This week we have this last one of these. It's a In Your Head Ringer shirt. It's got all the guests from the very first season of In Your Head. In Your Head logo on the back. Yeah. So on this shirt, you've got C.W. Anderson, Don West, Greg DeHammer Valentine, Tully Blanchard, Lance Storm, Artie Reynolds from WrestleCrap, Jimmy Hart, Stan the Laird Hansen, Charlie Haas, Goldilocks, Ed Ferrara, the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, Goldberg, Terry Funk, J.J. Dillon, Tony Atlas, Lance Hoyt, Paul Bearer, Ron the Truth Killings, Steve Carino, Adnan Al-KC, Harley Race, Puppet the Psycho Dwarf, In Your Head Live Special, the it's when we took over Wrestling News Live. Rock and Roll Ricky Morton, Dave Meltzer, J.J. Dillon Part 2, Robert Roode, Brian Alvarez, Ed Ferrara, Magnum TA, The King Harley Race. I think we put him on here twice to fill it up. Ox Baker, Lanny Poffo, Elix Skipper, and Brian Alvarez Part 2. InYourHeadOnline.com. Hey, this was our original tagline. Hey, there's worse stuff out there. And I think that still holds true. Extra large.
Bam.
What do you think?
Could be yours.
$25.
That sounds like a fair price to me, Jack.
$25 post-paid. Boom.
Only
25
one shipped.
Only one. So
got a super chat in, right? Or
exactly. Super chat or Venmo. Headyverse. There's only one. So first come, first serve. First person to send it in gets it. Boom. Pretty sweet deal. That was our first year. How many other shows could say they had all those people on? Nobody.
Nobody. Bam.
Mikey B says I sent $25 last week. That's right. That's who you got the stickers. This is the new deal. You gotta pay attention to what's going on here. Mikey B.
Jackie Jones. I'm glad we're giving up another shirt to the fans out there, the listeners.
Yeah, this is for my personal collection of our old school tees.
Vintage tees.
Not worn. I bought them to keep them, and I said, fuck it. Let's sell them here to the Headyverse. They are going to love them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Charles
last week
Kahn
off the
here.
show, someone got one. But
Charles Kahn here, he's saying, I want an In Your Head hat.
You want one of these bad boys? I should make some. What kind you like? You like a lid like insurance with the brim, or do you like a stock like a beanie like I'm wearing?
He says, yeah. Lexar wants Inser's skid marked underwear.
What? How much do they have to super chat Insure to get your skid marked underwear?
I could just start producing them, just like,
but you got to
go buy me a new pair and just wear them for a few days and be like, here you go. That'd be $1,000.
Damn. I'm wearing for people keeping track of such things, I'm wearing Cheez-It underwear tonight.
Cheez-It? Well, I don't know about the Cheez-It underwears, but I know you got an Owen Hart shirt on that looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. King of Heart, Owen Hart shirt.
It's for the big Owen Hart tournament coming up.
Ooh,
when exactly is that one happening?
I think they're going to announce the participants at a upcoming show, and then I believe the tournament will take place when they're in Canada, which seems fitting.
Does seem fitting, yes.
A lot of big shows coming up in AEW, and it's still up in the air what's happening. So they got All In is the big show in Wembley Stadium. Then they also have All Out, which is their normal pay-per-view, which is going to be pay-per-view. But I can't imagine having that giant show at Wembley Stadium and it not being a pay-per-view. But if it is a pay-per-view, it's like they'll have two pay-per-views like a week apart. Which I'm not against getting, but that's kind of a hard sell to get, especially when they're $50 a piece.
Yeah, that's true. Like back to back.
I think they should have just combined it and instead, had either had them at different times or combined it, and this year, the pay-per-view would have been All In too. The All Out, All In too, or something,
Mike B wants to know, who was that WWE guy that went on a reality dating show and accidentally showed off his dirty underwear.
Who was that?
I don't know.
I think it was Mike Bennett.
Why are you pinning on a Mike Bennett?
I miss the barbecue videos. I get that from time to time. My lady out there leaves the sheets. She's always wanting me to do some of those. So maybe I'll start doing them again. They'll probably be different though. Now it'll be like chicken breast and scallops and salmon.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have cheat days too. Maybe that's what I'll call it. That would be a good Jackie Jones cheat day.
Mike B, being the investigative journalist that he is hot on the trail of whose underwear was all dirty on the reality TV show.
So what do you think? I'm gonna give Mike B this shot here. Since he sent 25 in and I did not send his stickers yet, if he would rather have the shirt, what do you think?
You want to let him have it?
If he so chooses.
If I think that's very generous of you.
So if you choose Mike B, let me know, and your stickers will go back into the drawing. And if not, I'll save the shirt for whoever would like it. It's up to you. It's an XL, so I don't know if you can use that or not. So Dynamite was tonight. I took some notes. People think I'm just some jackass. I take notes.
No, you're prepared.
Yeah.
I watched it. I got my notes right here.
You got your notes right here, bitch. But don't forget to smash that like button. Boom! Like, and share
Not much
it out.
room for notes there.
That's where I used to, when I would do the cheat sheet, taking the SAT, I just wrote them all down on my dong. And they're like, what the hell are you doing whipping your penis out? Then
Were you cheating in school? If it was teachers nowadays, they'd probably appreciate it. They'd be like, hell yeah, they're all horned up nowadays.
Yeah.
Teachers are horny as could be. You got to watch out for those teachers.
You think they always were and we just didn't know about it? But now with the internet, we're hearing all about the horned up teachers?
Maybe, possibly, but...
Also, they probably get a worse group of teachers since teachers don't get paid a lot. So it's just a bunch of, goofballs getting into it. And they're like, hey, you want to be a teacher? It's like, I get to fuck the kids. I'm like, I guess so. I'm like, hell yes, I'm here.
That's all it takes nowadays.
Exactly.
Good God, just to be a teacher. No, we love you, teachers out there. God bless you.
Yeah, the ones ain't fucking the kids.
The one, yeah, well, exactly. I'm just saying, it is a hard job, I imagine.
Sure. Yeah, you work 6 months out of the year or something?
Yeah,
the whole summer off. No, it's an important thing to teach these dumbasses.
Mike B, he's in. He's saying if nobody super chats you for it tonight, I'll give it a good home.
So now you can play spoiler out there. Not only can you get this sweet, sweet one-of-a-kind tea, you can also rip it from the hands of Mike B. And that might even be better than the shirt. You're like, I love this shirt, but it even means more to me now that I stole it from Mikey B.
you could taste the sweet, sweet tears of Mike B.
Exactly.
Mike Bessler. He's a journalist. Works for Pro Wrestling Illustrated. You can steal it. Steal it from a Pro Wrestling Illustrated author. Writer.
It's a good man, that Mikey B.
Yes, he is a good man.
Oh, yeah. Facebook users are. I'm not seeing any comments, but
Daniel Del Herring, he was wondering if we're going to keep put the show up on YouTube later on. It's always up on YouTube.
It's on YouTube right now. It's streaming live now on YouTube and Facebook. I do Without Your Head on Twitter. I guess I could also do this on Twitter. I don't really use the In Your Head Twitter very much. I know I should. I would like to, if any fine people out there of the Headyverse who uses Twitter a lot, and you'd like to run the In Your Head Twitter, hit me up.
There you go.
Now you got to be very trustworthy. So we're not just going to give it to some jackass. Nothing against Tazo. But, the name comes to mind when I think of jackasses. I don't want the whole In Your Head Twitter to be all about Fauci and worshiping Moloch and stuff. I want, just to post about wrestling stuff and In Your Head.
Well, I saw a video.
Not about goblins and.
I saw a video by Tazo the other day, and it didn't deal with any of that. It was just talking about coyotes are not like your dog's friends. They're just trying to lure them back to where their pact is to maul them to death. So don't think that they're friends. He's saying this other website was kind of
sort of bullshit though too. Obviously, any wild animal is not should treat.
That's basically what he was saying.
But also, don't go overboard and be like petrified of these things, because a lot of that's just bullshit that people put out there to scare people, and then they start killing all the wild animals out there.
So, Jack, you're going to see a coyote and you're going to
I see coyotes all the time.
You're going to befriend it and go back to its pack, and they're going to maul you?
I see coyotes all the time when I walk at night.
And
I'm
the train tracks.
Not afraid, and I'm also not stupid. I don't walk up to him, but hey, Mr. Coyote. But I also don't go, oh shit, I gotta get my gun and shoot it. It's just an animal, same with a raccoon, all this stuff out there I see all the time. Just if you don't scare a wild animal, the odds of it doing anything to you are very slim. Only time a coyote will eat like a other small animal is if it's very hungry. So it is possible that they'll pack. I mean, they've even done with humans, but it's going to be somewhere where they have no food. So like out in a desert or something. But mostly if you see them in a city, they're eating out of the trash and pretty well off.
Yeah. But it is possible because they are a wild animal.
Yeah, if they get scared, but the only way they're going to just go and start eating your pets is if they're starving.
But how do you know if they're starving or not?
Because if you're in a city, they're probably not starving because they got all kinds of trash around to eat.
How do you know they know to get in the trash can?
Because they're an animal, and so they don't need to sit around and think.
I don't know. You're leaving a lot up to chance here, Jack. You're leaving a lot up to chance.
You're you're kind of a scared little. I was gonna say something else, but you're a pretty scared guy yourself. You're worried about bears attacking you.
Did you see the principal who was chased by a bear he was putting stuff away in the trash, and it came out of the trash. And
yeah,
he had to run off.
Of course, if you see a bear out,
you gotta be cautious, Jack.
Only a bear out, of course, but not when you're driving through it. Not when you're driving on the highway.
You just see the bear come out and be like, oh, hi, Mr.
No,
Bear.
that's it.
How are you?
I have a video. So Anna and I were in New York. We were in New York in Hunter Mountain, and we saw a brown bear. It might have been a black bear. I'm not sure. It was either black or brown. It looked black in the video, actually. And at first I thought it was a wooden sign, and then I saw it moving. I was like, holy shit, that's an actual bear. We go back to the hotel. We're in the parking lot, and the bear was getting the trash out of the dumpster. And Annabelle on the video, she's like, oh, look at the cute little bear. It's going to say, I said, no, it's a wild animal, and it's hungry, so this is the worst time to go up to it. And you shouldn't go up to anyway. It's a lot different than a coyote, and you shouldn't go up to that either. But I did not go up to it. Yeah. You can both not be petrified and also not be a nitwit and just go up and start trying to pet the bear. So we went into the hotel.
Well, you're essentially agreeing with me. Just keep your distance, is what I'm saying.
Yes, but not just sit around pissing your pants.
But why are you saying I'm such a scared individual when you do exactly what I would do?
No, you were you didn't even want to go through on the highway by yourself because you thought you were going to get attacked by bears.
Yeah, they do that. They just jump out of trees and fall on your car, and Just they maul your car until it's inoperable, and then
Look,
they've got you.
You can get killed anywhere. You can
Have
be
you seen the
you can
movie
be sitting in
Cocaine
your
Bear?
basement. There could
Have
be an
you?
earthquake. Something could happen. But if you just sit around in fear all the time, you're going to miss out in your life.
Well, you're being a little bitch thinking I was going to come and shoot you. I was just saying it's probably safer to
you're
travel
different
with
than
a
a wild animal,
firearm.
because a wild
I had a
animal
concealed.
doesn't just go, kill stuff
Jack,
out just to be an asshole or
I know,
something.
but I
It
was just
kills stuff
saying something just to.
if fearful. But you're different. If you with a gun, you just be like, hell yeah, boy.
You think I'm just going to come in there and be like, boom, you're dead, Troy.
You've got a shirt that
Boom,
says
you're dead.
"Forged in Combat."
Yeah, well,
Forged in
guess you got me
combat
there.
and raised in hell.
No,
So
I wasn't going to do that.
If we get to the goal right now, 20 likes. Get to 20 likes. If we get to 20 likes, I will show you my Cheez-It underwear.
Oh, wow. 20 likes, everybody.
Yeah. The likes will come in now.
Mm-hmm. Tony Campbell here. He wants to know Tessa Blanchard signs with a promotion in New Jersey. I seen that. I think Lexar was posting about that on our group. But I'm glad that Tessa Blanchard is back. I've missed her absence from the wrestling world, but I wish it was with a company that was actually on TV. It's a few up. It's a few up. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Tony.
see, now he's not talking bullshit. This man's talking wrestling.
The only bullshit that was talked about here on the show was coming out of your mouth, sir. Out of your mouth, and you're accusing me.
Yeah, but all the bullshit normally goes in your mouth because you're eating the shit.
Anyways.
But yeah, no, I like Tessa Blanchard. It's too bad that she's sort of been blackballed from wrestling, so I'm glad that she's somewhere, found a home.
I mean, what she did was pretty bad. She was holding TNA up for their title, or Impact Wrestling, I should say. And that's an awful thing she could have done. I mean, but I think we need to forgive her, and because she is a very talented lady. I think she's probably one of the most talented.
Well, she's talented, but I mean, you should just forgive someone because they're talented. But I think people deserve second.
Well, I mean, essentially, a lot of people get forgiven for having talent. No, I mean, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be in favor of that.
I mean, yes, you would if he was making
you
money.
I wouldn't.
Yes, you would if he was putting dollars in your pocket. You'd say, "Oh well."
If I
think
thought she was real rotten, I would be like, "Fuck, I don't care how good she is. Fuck that." But I mean, I think people deserve second chances, but not just because she's talented. Just because she's a human. But I'd like to see more of her. She's also young and stuff.
Full of it.
No, I'm not. I would definitely. I think anyone who listens to the show knows that I would.
Knows that you're 100% full of it. 100%.
You're gonna be full of my fist down your throat in a minute, bitch.
Did you not read the shirt?
Come on, boy. This is the bear you gotta fear now. It's your.
It kind of seems like he's on cocaine.
How do we know the bear isn't on cocaine? Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. See, Vic's using his noggin.
Tony Campbell, Leva Bates leaves the job replaced by Guy from Fightful. Who? I know Leva Bates is gone, so I just get this to say, intro. Leave the memories alone.
Is she not with AEW anymore?
No, what happened was her contract expired. This is the right way to do it. And
Tony said no more money.
Yeah. So this is the right way. If you don't want someone and they didn't do anything wrong, you just don't renew their contract. And that's totally fine. I mean, she's been completely worthless, let's be honest. I'm sure she's a nice person.
That's got to make her feel good, Jack. Good job.
Well, I said leave the memories alone. That's a good little pun, I think.
Well, Happy trails to you. Hopefully, you find yourself a new place of employment. You know, that's a big hardship. But
This is Daniel Beaumont. Hi from Australia. Hello, down under. Hey, Timmy Crocodile down, me sport. Timmy Crocodile down. I think it's kangaroo. Look at this out. Look at this. No good. Tazo, leave a bait sucks. I didn't say that. I just said she's, has no use.
now you're singing songs about tying down crocodiles, you maniac. You were saying keep your distance from coyotes, but tie crocodiles down.
Man, you're like JR with all these animal references.
Let me go post some
When he went to
pictures
AEW,
of,
kind of. Do you think that was just a Vince thing? He's like, say something crazy about an animal, Jim, because he'd always be talking about like, whacked out raccoons and beaten mules.
You don't think he's carried that over to AEW?
No, I don't really hear him say that. I'll say this. I actually took this in my notes. The commentary team is really because it's paying more attention, so we have something to talk about. And the commentary team is really taking a nosedive, in my opinion.
Yes,
I never liked Taz as a commentator, and I also don't think he has good chemistry with the other. I think he brings the whole team down. I know Jim Ross isn't perfect, but I do think the three of them were good together because Jim Ross was kind of crotchety, but then you had the other two to balance it out. And now you've got Taz being just so like cornball and saying stupid shit. And then the other two kind of seems like they Taz leads away with that, and they kind of like both do it then too. And I don't think it's a good.
It seems like Taz wants to go at Tony a lot too. Sometimes, like every now and then, he'll start getting on Tony about something.
Yeah, Tony's like the beloved guy of the group.
Yeah.
So before you had JR, who's well respected, and I still think is the best guy to bring drama to the main matches, and he was crotchety and stuff. So I'm not saying he was at his best anymore, but I thought Excalibur really elevated his game. And then you had Tony, who's just fun to listen to and very beloved. So it was a good group, I thought, and they were likable together. All three likable together. Especially the other two, which when Jim Ross is kind of crotchety, then the other two very likable. To me, it evens out. And then you got Taz, who to me is a lot of ways is opposite of Jim Ross, because Jim Ross would make stuff seem special and important, and Taz to me always makes everything just seem like a joke. Like everything you're watching is just stupidity. And all these cornball jokes. And then the other two guys kind of play off that. And I think and the whole commentary treats most of the show, not all of it, but a lot of the show is just kind of like you're just watching, the foolishness.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not been good. And I wish they would have kept JR around. The only thing I can think of is JR requested not to be on the 2-hour show. I know he's getting up there in age, and maybe he just wants to be used more sparingly.
Yeah. So. They should use I don't know. I guess there are people who like Taz, but I really like
I like Riccaboni. Nigel's good too. I like Riccaboni. I think Riccaboni needs to be moved up.
I agree.
I think that would work well.
Maybe just stick with Tony and Excalibur. I don't think you need three.
And I do have a little bit of a complaint about ROH, and I do have a praise for ROH. Because last week's show, this is the complaint, they ended the show with old footage, like 30 minutes of the show. They said, here's a match from Jamie Gibson, which is Jamie Noble, and Samoa Joe. And that was the last 30 minutes of the show, which that essentially I'm paying to watch this show because it's on the Honor Club. And I think that was really, really bad. Just to end the show with footage. I mean, that's the time for the main event. That's, and they gave me no clue that was about to happen either. It was just like, here's old footage. See you next week. I was like, what? So that was bad. The good part is the week before, I really felt like it was the first time I got my money's worth for the show, because this El Gringo Loco, he took on Vikingo, and he did something in the match that I have not ever seen before, and I thought it was pretty awesome. He did like a press slam from the top rope to Vikingo. Now El Gringo Loco, he is not impressive looking at all. When you see him, you're going to say, "What's so great about this guy?" But he is fun to watch. So I did enjoy the week before. This week, not so much.
I actually, in my notes, I think they misused Vikingo this week because I think he's a guy that actually seems very special in the wrestling landscape has a lot of high flying guys today in AEW especially, but Vikingo, there's something special about him. It's kind of like in the 90s when you had a lot of luchadors, but there was in Rey Mysterio's prime, there was something special about him. And I feel the same way about Vikingo. So I think you should really use him sparingly and in a big match. And I think just have him in a battle royal is not a smart idea.
I mean, I agree. I think they do this too often in AEW. It's probably one of their biggest problems is they have a lot of guys and they're trying to fit them all in the show and they forget about keeping people special. And I think Vikingo is one of them. I think Jay White's been a huge victim of that recently. I know they got him in a feud with Ricky Starks, but it's like it's not honestly, like he's at the forefront of the show.
When they signed him, I honestly think this is a guy you could potentially build the whole company around. I think he's that good. As good as Vikingo is, and he's very special, and I think you could do a lot with him. Jay White is a guy you could really make as your future main guy, because not only is he a great wrestler, and you have a lot of great wrestlers, but he's great, but he's also really charismatic and a good talker.
Yeah.
So I agree.
He would be up there with
kind
Omega.
of a normal guy. It's not great looking.
I know they do got this feud with Ricky and stuff, but it does seem like he's being pushed to the back. I mean, he's in a group with Juice Robinson, and it's like Juice is starting to grow on me a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I
he's
agree.
A silly guy.
Yeah.
He's silly. I mean, they need more for that group.
Together, but you should really make it that he's kind of the sidekick of Jay White.
Jay White, yeah, but I definitely do see issues with some of AEW's product, and I hate to admit it, but yeah, there are some problems. I'm not crazy about this MJF 4 Pillars storyline they got going on right now, but I did like tonight, what they did on tonight's show. I know that's for the end.
I really liked it up until when they were just making it all 4 against each other. I thought it was the best. When they did the weird tournament that actually was almost just like it's almost like filler. They knew where they were going, but then we run out of ideas to keep this feud, the build going every week, knowing it's all 4 against each other. So then they did the weird swerve about being a tournament, and then Sammy's with MJF, but and then the tournament's kind of over, and I think all that was kind of a distraction and just kind of like filler to keep something going on every week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I like the idea of the match. But.
Yeah, but it just was like Sammy. He's willing to sell out his spot for the world championship belt. I mean, and they should have put a dollar amount on it. I think.
Yeah, I honestly don't think anything dollar. It should. I mean, if you're a wrestler in the company, that should be your ultimate goal.
Yeah, definitely. But he was willing to sell that out for whatever MJF was offering, and it should be some crazy amount, whatever he was offering. But I wasn't crazy about that aspect. I wasn't crazy about Sammy being friends with MJF, and it's just not a good storyline. I think coming out of the Danielson stuff, it's just not a good follow-up for that. I thought they should have stuck with that stuff longer. The thing I'm interested in most is the Blackpool Combat Club and
this stuff's been
right
great.
Now.
I love this. I love Bryan Danielson as a heel. I like the whole group as a heel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even though I thought they were all great as baby faces, they're all better as heels.
Yeah.
And
I thought they should have.
Serious.
I thought they could have had some more stuff going on with MJF and Danielson, but they've gone away from that. Okay, but this is what I'm interested in most. I'm looking forward to the cage match next week with Kenny Omega. and John Moxley. I think that'll be good. Um,
They opened the show with a really good match. I thought Orange Cassidy, Bandito, Strong, and Adam Cole versus Jericho Appreciation Society. I really like that. I'm a big fan of really everyone in this match.
I like that they're using a Cool Hand. What's his name? Cool Hand. I forget his name. Cool
Yeah,
Hand.
he
Luke. It ain't Luke, but
no,
it's Cool Hand.
and
Ange. That's it. And
I love that
Big
team.
Daddy Magic Sex
really
Machine
think,
thing or whatever he is.
Even though I like the Guns, I honestly think that's the team. If they were going to take the belts off the Acclaimed, I think that's the team they should have done it with, because that team I think is more seasoned, and they are charisma through the roof. And I used to really just think it was Daddy Magic, but the other guy's really good too. And I think if they would have beat the Acclaimed, it would have been a surprise, and the crowd would have hated it. And then I know they hated the Guns winning too, but as much as I like the Guns, it's not that I dislike them, but they're a lot greener than this team. I think they would have benefited more of winning the belts. And then I also think you could do more with them as tag champs. Them and FTR, I think, would have been a better fit too.
Yeah. Well, FTR has the belts right now, so they took the belts off the Guns. But I don't think the Guns are ready for that.
I meant for them winning the belts, I think it would have been a bigger match.
For one, I mean, the Acclaimed, when it comes to matches in the ring, I mean, they're not as seasoned as some of the other guys.
No, but they're just so over. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, but if you put them in the ring with somebody else who's not particularly seasoned at all, I think that hurts the match.
Yeah, because when they've wrestled, even when they wrestled, and they didn't always have the greatest matches, but when they wrestled, like that one match, the first match with Keith Lee and Swerve, that was like off the charts. That
was awesome. And that was, they had a great crowd behind them, which that always helps. And then they had Swerve and Keith Lee out there with them. And I'm not trying to put them down either. I'm saying they did a great job too.
Oh yeah, that match was good.
It just that some people could carry the match, and they're just not quite on that level. I don't think to carry a match with some other teams that's not exactly ready for it either. I mean, and I don't think the Guns are ready.
No, that was back in the day. You had like Nikita Cole. I'm not really, they're different kind of guys, but you had guys that weren't necessarily great wrestlers on their own, but then you would feud them, you'd put them in the ring with guys who could carry them, even if they weren't as big of names. I mean, that's how wrestling has always worked. So, and I'm a big fan of Bandito, and so I'm happy that he's being used more. And I also like that you don't always just have all the luchadors are just wrestling against each other and with each other. So I like Bandito with Orange Cassidy and Strong. And Roderick Strong's a better fit in AEW. He fits in the company better.
I think him and Adam Cole, they make a good team, and I think they need to, when Kyle O'Reilly's healthy. I mean, he was good for the Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
And I don't know about Fish. I guess he's just gone. I mean,
yeah, but
I
guess he really didn't even. He tried to get everyone to leave and go back to WWE. So I don't know if I really want like a kind of a guy like that in my company either. And then he really badmouthed everybody when not those guys, but he badmouthed the company and stuff when he left.
Yeah. Well, I know he was challenging CM Punk and all that to a fight and everything else. So
I really like Jericho. I think Jericho's been great his whole AEW run, really. And coming out with the Britt Baker shirt, I think is really good.
That shirt was great.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
That was like some Rick Rude stuff, when he came out with Jake Roberts' wife on his crotch, and the face was what do they call that painting? Airbrushed onto his pants, basically.
So. Yeah, any airbrushers out there want to airbrush something for me? That'd be sweet. And then I like the end too, because then Cole just ran up and started attacking Jericho, which seems real because it's like because it's personal. So beat up the man's girlfriend. So I like that whole beginning. I thought was really good. And then you had the cool Combat Club promo, which is always good.
I thought that promo was really good. Danielson and then Moxley following up. I thought that was good stuff. Yeah.
The
It got you
next-
excited for the cage match,
Yeah.
that was going to happen next week on Dynamite. So that was good.
The next match was actually fine, but so he had Saraya versus Willow Nightingale, and I'm a big Willow Nightingale fan and Saraya,
Mhm.
but it's weird because this is a real like intense feud they have with these groups, and Willow comes out with her typical dance and all happy, and it seemed very WWE to me because they always have the women come out, the baby faces are always smiling no matter what if it's a real intense feud, and I just don't think that was the right demeanor for her. I know that's her character,
I
but
get what you're
in
saying.
this I think it just came off very odd.
Yeah. She should be appalled, like, that she's
Yeah,
and like wants to beat up Paige, So,
right.
but-
Match
well,
was
not
good, though.
Paige, Saraya. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This was when I noticed that Taz was really good, bad. It's, I remember, I don't know what he said exactly, but he was just really bad in this match.
He probably said something to the effect of "Yeah, bags."
He said something really stupid about Willow Nightingale having like this dark side. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She came out all smiling and stuff. It was just really out of place and dumb.
Willow Nightingale. She needs to get a hold of my buddy Joey Numbers.
Joey
Damn
Bag.
bags. Joey Bag of Donuts.
And I also do like that Willow's doing the pounce, and they even called it the pounce.
Yeah, she's been doing that on ROH, and I like that she is paying homage to Monty Brown, who did the pounce. Period.
So we're up to how many likes are we up to, Inch? Are we getting ready? Are we getting to the underwear goal? No, we're only at 14, so we got 6 away. I think we got a
negative now?
dislike, or I think someone took away their like when I mentioned we show the underwear.
Yeah, but and then you had Hikaru Shida coming out and teasing that she was about to join.
Yeah, and
Paige's
I was
group.
right in my like, this makes no sense that she's
Yeah.
with this group, and then so I was glad that she didn't end up in the group.
And then somebody needs to teach the girls how to spray paint, because every time they do
They
the
should
spray
drop
paint,
it.
they're holding it too far, and you can't see it.
Yeah, and the
Can't
green
see
you
what they're
can't see
spelling.
either.
Yeah, maybe
So-
the collar's too bright.
Yeah, they should just drop it because it just comes off as I mean, let's be honest, it comes off, it's NWO ripoff, and even, I mean, you could do stuff people did before, but that's like so in your mind. I always thought the same thing about the Bullet Club stuff when they would do like the Wolf Pack and the Too Sweet,
Yeah.
and it's like, dude, everyone knows this. You're just ripping off the NWO and the Click guys. Like it just came off super lame, and I don't like I don't like the spray paint. It doesn't work.
Before you go on to the next topic, I have a question for you, Jack. And that is, does Patrick Howell exist?
That's a really deep question that, I don't know if we could just answer that in a yes or no. I think it's something that we'd have to really look deep inside our beings and his being to really know. And also, it brings up the question, do any of us really exist? I was rolling dice.
Oh! Did you
Ooh.
get that out of your bag of holding?
Hard 8. Boom. Incher knows all about that. Then we had, I thought this sucked, House of Black promo. And I think I just had it with these dark evil characters in wrestling. And I like horror movies and stuff, and I've liked stuff in the past, like Kevin Sullivan and Undertaker at times. But the Bray Wyatt stuff's just always been, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I didn't even understand. They have like the open house. I thought it was like, which they do too much in wrestling. It kind of seems like it's kind of just a go-to thing sometimes. Like if they don't have a feud going, people just have open challenges. It seems like it happens all the time. And then they tried to explain they have like different rules, and they were like, you can't run away, so we have a 20-second count out. And I was like, well, so you have even longer than a normal 10-second count out, and you can, and we also stick to the DQs. And I'm like, well, why would these evil, dastardly guys be all about DQs?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just horror movies or horror characters. I don't think necessarily like work in wrestling unless they're like campy. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
because
and
it's
I
not
think
like they can just kill you. You know, I mean,
no, and I think we're in a different era where it just does it. It's hard to do.
and like they're trying to be like really creepy. There's no like campiness to
Yeah,
them. I mean, they're coming out with deer horns on their heads and stuff, and it's just like do something silly, you know, shoot some lightning bolts or something, or bury somebody alive already or something, you know.
because I think like in a way like
Could they use a
Darby Allin's.
pallbearer?
I think
Like,
Darby Allin is like a modern day dark character that works, where he's not
yeah,
supernatural, but he's like a realistic dark guy.
yeah, he's just he's a brooding individual, but you know he's
And
focused on
Sting
winning the
works just be
belts.
the Sting stuff works because his we've seen him for so many years and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But this stuff doesn't work to me.
Yeah,
I'm not
and,
a fan of it.
and I know that Tommy Doom guy or what's his name, Tommy End or what Alexter something,
Yeah,
Alexter
Alistair Black.
Moon,
Yeah,
Alexter.
Alistair
I'm pretty
Crowley.
sure. Yeah, pretty
I
sure
am
he's.
Damian Black, the Devil Man, with my partner in darkness, Buddy. Come on,
Mhm,
dude.
mhm. I'm
Get
pretty
a
sure
fucking new
he.
name, Buddy. You can't be Buddy. Then I see the internet's like, hell yeah, WWE's gonna bring back Buddy Murphy. I'm like, go ahead. I'm not caring about this guy at all. Yeah, he's jacked. To me, that's all. That's about
Yeah.
where it ends.
Does he just want to go back with his Rhea Ripley's? Is that what it
Probably.
is? He doesn't want to
This
be
whole
in the
group,
company
besides
'cause-
Brody, just seems like that's all they ever want to do is just they sit around
just
crying
leave.
about wanting to leave. Even like they give in and give them belts, and they still like we want to go. We're being misused.
Yeah.
I
Screw these
say,
guys.
let them go.
Say, see you later. Get out of here.
And then in a few months, maybe the other guy won't, Buddy, but I would guarantee it. With if Alistair Black went back, we'd hear about him being so unhappy and wanting to leave.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just like Cody Rhodes is about to do. You know it's festering in him. He's like, I should have got the belt.
And I think
I
he's going to
should have
get
beat
this
Roman
new belt, which
Reigns.
honestly,
Is that good enough though? I mean, he thought he was going to get Roman
it
Reigns'
sucks.
belt.
Look, I don't like the way Cody left, but if you just talk about storytelling, and I'm looking at it just as, without, what I think of him leaving AEW or whatever, it's terrible. Like the guy comes in and says he wants to get the belt his dad never got, and then he would get some made up belt that they just pulled out of their ass. That would be like lame as hell.
Thank you, Vince. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing, Vince. Thank you. I love you, Vince. Keep being a horrible human being and doing what you're doing because I love that you're burying Cody right now. Thank you, Vince. And Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Yeah, they're being buried. They're not being like used properly. Yeah. I mean, they're doing the classic half push.
Sami Zayn was honestly the most popular guy. I mean, you remember the end of the pay-per-view before it was at No Way Outer? I mean, that was like the crowd was so into him. Oh, when he first it was like the 2 months before when he turned on the Bloodline. Like that was like that was up there with some major. Of the big angles of modern day. Like when Punk like did the pipe bomb, like they were fucking into it. I was like, holy shit.
What could have happened there? Why did it go downhill so much?
They just don't see something in. But why would you even do the angle to begin with then?
Could it be that somebody came back?
They say though even Triple H didn't see him as a main event guy. But so I asked this before. People are like, you want a guy that's big and all this stuff. But why do you want him that way? Because you think the fans will then like them. That's the hope. But if you're already at that point where a guy's over like a superstar, Who cares about? You could talk yourself out of why they shouldn't be, but they're already at that point, so just go with it. But I'm not saying you could be Hulk Hogan, but back in the day, you could legit say, "Well, Hulk Hogan's balding. He's not really a great wrestler. We can't push him as the champion."
Yeah.
And what you know, you can say this about every guy. There's always a fault in somebody.
Well, Jonathan Jackson, he's here in the chat room, and he has the answers for all of these wrestlers' problems. He said they should give them more belts to keep them happy.
They should just make up more belts.
Just belts. Everywhere is a belt.
Maybe the All-Atlantic 6-man titles.
Mm-hmm. Just give Buddy like his own like belt,
The
so
Buddy
he's
belt?
happy. It's like, here, Buddy,
Fuck
we
Buddy.
made you the Buddy belt, and he's like, oh.
You put
I love
all
it
the
here now.
you guys sit around thinking, what could we do that's dark and menacing? But you never think to change the fucking guy's name from Buddy.
Well, he's Buddy.
That's
And,
an awful name. Can you imagine the Dungeon of Doom? They're like, we've got the Kevin Sullivan, and he's the Taskmaster, and the one-man gang, and Kamala, and we've got a fucking Yeti, and then we got Buddy.
The Yeti fucks?
Well, he did. He was humping Hogan.
Oh, yeah.
But how do you think you make little Yetis?
That's true. Jack, I see you here on the show playing all these mind games, and damn you, Patrick Howe, he does exist. He says, I know I exist. That means mind games, Patrick. That's what he's doing there. Yeah. I'm not sure why that means mind games. But
Buddy Repperton. Well, there you go. Maybe he's named after the bully, Buddy Repperton.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Buddy.
That was probably the most menacing Buddy, I think. The most menacing one. Because he didn't seem like anybody's buddy. He had a switchblade, and he was cutting people's lunches in half.
You think people would still be talking about Aleister Crowley if he was Buddy Crowley?
No.
Let's see. Then we had this crazy 6-man battle royal. I actually didn't know what was happening at first, because I think I was getting a cup of coffee and I came in and just like there was 8,000 people in the ring. And then I started to realize what was going on. So like I said, I think this was the wrong thing to put Vikingo in. I do think you could push them as a 6-man though, the Lucha Bros and Vikingo, but this isn't a way to start that in the battle royal.
Yeah.
I noticed the Butcher, he got like just in like a couple weeks, he got like super soft and small. Like I think he's off the gas, or he's sick or something. He didn't look good.
Well, let's hope it's not that. Let's just hope he got off the gas.
Very small. I mean, he's still a big guy, but he's much smaller than he was. But I was very happy. The Acclaimed with
Billy Gunn.
Billy Gunn won. But so all right. I'm happy, especially if they win the 6-man. Get it off these the evil dudes. But I doubt they will, since they just started the open house, whatever.
They're already crying about wanting to leave, and they're like, well, this is the time to take the belt off of them little crybabies.
And this is a terrible time to have the Acclaim lose again.
Yeah.
You're really going to hurt the momentum.
I say just beat them and let them go back if that's what they want. Just beat them.
I agree. Get them. Fuck them. Fuck them.
I mean, both of them, I think they want to go back with their girls. That's in WWE. Aleister Black wants to join the LWO. And Buddy, he wants to be in the Judgment Day, I guess. So just let them go back.
I agree.
See how well they're used in WWE. See if they have everything they wanted. They'll fly him over to Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
Then they'll be happy.
They'll be so happy to see Alex over there.
There you go, by our boy Golgo. The Dungeon of Doom called Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker the Leprechaun because they knew Buddy was a lame name for a dark faction. Exactly.
There you go. Yeah. The Leprechaun.
Overstar, a Latino Dutch dude. What if they started the Dutch World Order, the DWO? MJF Sammy promo. Then they had a Kenny Omega and Don Callis promo, and the audio was so awful in this, and I could tell they had no mics on them. They were just using the mic off like the stationary cam or like a webcam or whatever, or a phone.
Or somebody's
But
phone.
this is a TV. This is a national TV show, and like the just horrendous audio. Like I wouldn't, I wouldn't even want to put that on like my YouTube video. So I don't know why they had that on there.
I didn't really notice, but
It
I
was
thought
very
it was
bad audio.
I thought the promo was good though. I liked how Don pointed at his scar on his head, and
No, I'm a huge fan of Don Callis, and yeah, Don's
Kenny,
got to turn heel though. He's even when he's trying to be good, he's very sleazy. So
I think that's what's in the works. Because
I'm a big fan of Don and Kenny together. I think it really elevates Kenny.
So Kenny, so maybe Kenny will turn. Well, I don't know. He couldn't turn against.
No,
Moxley.
either way, I think you could. Kenny's good as a heel, but he's good as a baby face. So either way works. But Don they both turn or Don turns on Kenny.
There is a shortage of baby faces, though. It's hard to be a really good baby face nowadays. It seems like.
Well, I mean, they got Darby Allin, but Kenny can go either way though. Wardlow beat some job dude.
Not just any job dude, Jack. His last name was LaRue. He may be related to Lash LaRue. So I hope that this man's related to him, and he's going to stick around and bring in his estranged uncle or something, Lash. We can get some more Lash.
I'd be into that. I'm really a big fan of. I think Christian's a good guy to be a manager. Really good talker, and then he could take bumps if needed. I think Luchasaurus is a good guy with him, but you have to drop the name. Luchasaurus is a terrible name for if he's taken seriously, especially as a heel. I think he's got a good look, but I think the mask needs redone a little bit. I'm not saying totally change him and now he's just a new guy, but you have to drop the Luchasaurus name. You can't be a serious heel named Luchasaurus.
Well, this is the first time Christian has spoke in the last 3 weeks or so, and he basically told Wardlow that it wasn't Luchasaurus who wanted the match; it was him who wanted to go up against Luchasaurus. So we all thought that Christian was going to be the manager, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
Oh, okay, I missed
so
that. Interesting.
Is Luchasaurus going to be Christian's manager? I don't think.
Well, he'd be his bodyguard. That works.
Be his bodyguard. Okay, that would be good.
Still got to change the name.
Golgo13 here in the chat room. He says, "I thought the audio was bad at the beginning of Danielson's promo, so maybe they got a bad sound guy running."
Yeah, they probably I don't think they had lav mics on the backstage stuff. They're just using the on-camera microphone, which comes off really poor.
Maybe Cutler had it in his ass, and he was like, "Oh, we'll record the interview like this."
Well, I mean, you pick up all the background. It's just poor. I absolutely love the Briscoe segment. It's a silly vignette.
Yeah,
but this was the right kind of silly for me. I loved it. I thought it was great.
I thought it was funny. Just Jeff Jarrett acting like he was about to play the guitar, and he hands the baby over to Satnam Singh, and he's wearing a big overalls and with no shirt on. I thought that was hilarious.
They asked the dad later. The dad's like, "Don't trust that, especially that nitwit or whatever he said with the overalls." And he's like, "Which one?" He's like, "Both of them."
It was funny stuff. I liked it. I don't know where this is going. I don't know if it's like going to be a money making angle, but I do enjoy it. I can't disagree. It was entertaining.
I'll be honest. I was against bringing Jeff Jarrett in, but I find him highly entertaining.
He has been an asset to the show. I mean,
and I would never think this group would make any sense. You got Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and Sanjay Dutt, but I think they all work together. All four are very entertaining.
Mm-hmm. The Impact Cast-Offs.
And Singh, I think he's the best giant in wrestling.
There you go.
Way better than Almost, and he doesn't.
What?
He's just an entertaining guy.
It's because they don't expose him though. They use him correctly. They don't like have him out there wrestling a whole match or something.
Yeah, yeah. No, he's good, and he actually has some personality. Seems like he's not just like an idiot pretending to be. Almost just can't even pretend to be menacing.
Mm-hmm. The Flea here in the chat room, he says Daddy Briscoe owns. He likes Daddy Briscoe as well. West Virginia's own Daddy Briscoe. He's from West Virginia. I don't forget things like that. So we got Don Knotts. We got Daddy Briscoe. We got Steve Harvey. And Don Knotts. Did I say that one already?
The MAGA Butcher.
The MAGA Butcher. He's from West Virginia.
And the
Jennifer
OIB.
Gardner, but she's not originally from West Virginia. She's originally from some Atlanta or something. I think that's what Ben said. He said, "I'm going back with J-Lo."
Let's see here. Are we getting closer to the 20 like goal? You can see my Cheez-It underwear. No, we went up 15. I don't think we're going to make this goal here, Incher. But if you want to see Jackie Jones Cheez-It underwear, smash that like button. All right. Ricky Starks versus Juice Robinson. This was a good match, and I thought it was a sweet body slam off the steps.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That was cool stuff. I wasn't a fan of Juice Robinson, but he is winning me over. I like his promos. They are real crazy, but he's winning me over. So yeah, they had a good match.
Yeah.
I don't want to like rain on their parade or anything, but I do think that Jay White needs to be a more prominent character on the show because he has such a momentum coming out of New Japan.
I think you should be a legit top guy.
But they're doing something with it, so we'll see where it goes, and I'm enjoying it. We'll see.
I forgot to mention in that battle royal, QT Marshall was in it, and boy, I was like, God damn, poor Hobbs. Not only is he teaming with QT Marshall,
yeah,
but his third partner was like, who was it? Like Billy Only or Ricky Solos or something.
Nobody knows him. Yeah,
some total fucking loser.
Yeah, that whole QT TV thing. It's terrible. I feel bad for Will Hobbs that he was just stuck in it. I don't know if he was for it or what, but
man, you got to team me up with my boy QT Marshall. Juice is the most improved candidate. That's a very viable option, I think.
I didn't like him when I was watching New Japan, and which was quite a while ago, but he has grown on me some, and I do enjoy him. So, but yeah, did you see the vignette though they did where he slammed QT up against the wall, and he was like saying like how the Book of Hobbs was good stuff, and then like QT kind of cooled him off. I think it might have been on Rampage a week or two ago. I didn't see Rampage from last week. I don't know what the hell happened to Rampage last week, but my recorder recorded just like NBA games. It's hard to find Rampage anymore. This week it's going to be on at 6:30. So I'll set your DVR for 6:30 on Friday.
Yeah. So also I will say though that the Turner channels are really good at updating the on demand section too. So if you miss it, it's on there usually very quick.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of a big deal because they got the compound stuff. They got the Matt Hardy compound stuff with so
which I was surprised they put that on Rampage,
especially on one that's being moved. You know?
Because that's that takes a lot of effort to put that together, to record it all and edit it. So when you're doing that again, it's kind of like Can we catch lightning in a bottle again? Can we get momentum behind the delete stuff, the delete verse again?
I don't know.
I don't know, but
think
if
that
you're
ship
going
has
to
sailed.
try, I would put this on Dynamite or even pay-per-view.
Mhm. Did Insure watch the NBA game instead of Rampage? Mighty Lexar wants to know. And I fast forward a little bit.
It's weird that he watches the show every week for years and knows absolutely nothing about us.
I fast forward to see if Rampage was going to come on, and then I gave up and said, "Screw it! I don't know where Rampage is." It may have been just 15 minutes late. I don't know, but I know my recorder would have cut off the end anyhow, so I just said, "Screw it." Yeah, I did not watch the NBA game. I don't watch real sports.
What if they did a worked basketball league?
Oh,
I
like
guess
Harlem
they did do
Globetrotters?
that. They had the Globetrotters.
Yeah. They need more teams though, like to face the Globetrotters.
Yeah, it can't just
not
be
the
one team in
Washington
the
Generals.
jobber team.
Yeah.
It'd been like if wrestling, it was Hulk Hogan and Iron Mike Sharp, and they just went on a tour, and it was every time it was Hogan versus Iron Mike Sharp.
What would you do if you're on the Washington Generals and like, are you just like a drunk or something? Do you just like go home and like hate yourself? I mean, like, what do you do? I mean, you're on a team that never wins anything. What do you do? What kind of person is on the Washington Generals? Could I be on the Washington Generals?
You'd probably still have to be talented to put the other team over. I mean, in basketball.
You're saying I'm not talented in my b-ball skills? I will take you to the hoop, Jack. I will take you to the hoop.
I I think about it, you are a pretty good ball handler. Yeah! Boom! It's all about the boom. Yeah.
All right.
So you guys want to video into the show?
Ooh, we're going to get some video callers.
Yeah.
I like it when they call in. I love hearing what's on their minds. Every single last one of them. Maybe get a... Is Bootler going to be on? I ain't seen him in the chat room yet.
He was in earlier. Oh, no, he wasn't. Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't seen him around. I don't know. Am I going to have to do the Raw report?
I think he jumped ship.
He jumped ship? Who's he jumping ship to? The Big Mosh?
Yeah,
he made a resurgence?
He found the Lord with Big Mosh.
The Big Mosh. Yeah, you sent me that video, and it's like, whoa, it's Big Mosh. I haven't seen him in years.
Yeah, good for him, though. He's found the Lord. He's doing well. He's left wrestling.
Well, I think we could drag him back.
Yeah.
Bring him back to the wrestling world.
What if we brought him back and like it made him fall off the wagon and he just like started worshiping Satan and stuff?
I don't know. That would be strange.
That'd be pretty cool.
He doesn't call himself the Big Mosh, though.
No, it's like John Marashuni or something.
Yeah, he just goes by his regular name. Look, there's Mighty Lexar. What do you say, Mighty Lexar? Got Jonathan Jackson as well. Man.
I want to battle. Who would you think would win in a battle of tongue action? Dave Meltzer or Jackie Jones?
I'm just picturing a battle at this time, and I don't want to picture that anymore. I just want to get that out of my mind.
It's just going to start jacking
so
off.
wrong. No.
Lexar is thinking he's going to win.
Jonathan Jackson also is pointing to me. At least on this. Now he's digging up his nose.
Everybody's doing it.
Goosey. He's got
Goose
the Rugrats shirt on tonight.
I do have a Rugrats shirt on. There we go.
Bam.
Yeah. Thomas Andrew Johnson.
Hello
from Tulsa, Oklahoma. The Human Horror Film is here. Yeah, the Human Horror Film.
Do you got a closet full of Nickelodeon shirts, Goosey?
I do. I
Because
have like,
you had that one shirt on for Guts.
yeah, I've got Double Dare, I've got All Real Monsters, I've got Ren and Stimpy. You name it, babe, I got it.
I'm gonna reboot the show and call it Balls. Ye had guts, but we have the balls. Yeah.
Oh my!
I want Goosey to wear a salute your short shirt.
I wonder if they have that one. Salute your shorts. I don't know. That
think
wasn't a
so.
very big hit. I don't think.
It's a
No,
deep cut.
Yeah, it's a deep cut.
that is definitely a Nickelodeon deep cut.
T-Bone is on the line.
Oh yeah. There it
T-Bone.
T-Bone.
The flea
is here.
The Flea.
Hell yeah. All right. What is on your mind, Flea? What is on the Flea's mind?
Let me see. I was digging the AEW tonight. Thought that was pretty good stuff.
Yeah, it's good shit. So you're rooting for Sammy.
I'm Team Sammy all the way.
So
He's been
now
the
that
guy I
it,
gravitated towards, since the beginning of AEW.
so now that the funny business is over, he's not taking the money. You think he's going to go for the title?
I think so.
Four-way match.
And he's got the ugly shirt where he's got himself as a little kid with the Jeff Hardy figure, looking in the mirror at himself winning the belt.
That always hits you right here, gets you in the heart. You're like, he's got the old goofy figure shirt going on and all that.
Yep.
Excellent.
Do you think you'll ever
Besides
bring
that,
back the hat? Oh, go on, sir.
Oh,
You said like
hope
the
he
big
does.
koala head or something? Panda head.
Yeah, he was a panda guy. Yeah.
Why was he a
I
panda
think he
guy?
had the whole panda, it's his favorite
What?
critter.
Why would you go around with a panda's head, though? I mean, wouldn't China really be pissed at you if you did that? I mean, they own all the pandas. If you slaughtered a
good
panda,
question.
yeah. Hashtag ban.
I don't know
Yeah.
if it
Well,
was-
he was warned. He was warned.
Oh, yeah, I asked him many times not to, so he can sit out for the week.
Yep. Play
Timeout.
stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That's what some of
He
us
must
find
be a
out.
fan of pandas.
The
He might be a big panda fan.
Golgo says, does Goosey have a Hey Dude shirt or maybe a Count Duckula?
I do not have a Count Duckula.
Well, Count Duckula, wasn't he outside of Nickelodeon and they just picked him up for a while, or was he a Nickelodeon product? I think because he was a comic book first, wasn't he?
Although I do have a.
I think he's Marvel.
I do have when the Anaheim.
Count Duckula is Marvel?
I think he might be Marvel, maybe. I know that's who
you.
That would be funny. Let's
Was
see.
he in the Avengers? Count Duckula?
I could be
Howard the
wrong
Duck.
on this.
I
Howard
do
the
have.
Duck.
You're thinking of Howard the Duck, yeah.
I do have stored away in storage and autographed. The Anaheim Mighty Ducks one season of the NHL did a
Nice.
crossover jersey with DuckTales.
Very
And so
cool.
I do have that hidden in storage.
That's a pretty sweet one.
Yes.
We should
So
get
is he
that out
part
of
of
retirement one of these
DuckTales,
days.
Count Duckula?
That's what I thought.
No, he had his own show, Count Duckula.
See, I don't.
And
I think people are in two camps when it comes, and I love Goosey, but I was still am more of a Cartoon Network person than a
this is a British
Nickelodeon.
children's animated comedy horror television series created by British studios, Cosgrove Hall Films. So I don't know. I don't know who owns him right now.
Thomas
But
says, I have a
not
thought.
Disney at all. Then
What if they had kept Team Taz going in AEW? Would be awesome if the franchise comes in with the new generation triple threat. That would have actually been good. I like Taz better as a manager as opposed to a commentator. Show that again, interest art.
That was Count Duckula. Right there. There's Count Duckula.
Yeah, that's back when he was part of the X-Men.
Yes.
I think Marvel did the comic books on him though. Like, let's see.
Could have been.
I
remember
mean,
Jack the King Kirby.
Thomas says Marvel is an alternate
Destroyer
universe where the main characters have an animal doppelganger.
Yeah, here we go. It was Marvel that did the comics, but I don't know if they actually own him. Let's see. Yeah, there's.
Oh yeah,
a Marvel comic. Because I had one back in the day.
Back in the days.
Back in the day when I was a kid, but I'm not a kid anymore. Who called next? Was it Jonathan Jackson?
Now you're a man! Yeah! A man, a man, a man!
Jonathan Jackson! And he disappeared.
You scared him.
He
Super chat to help out the show. $10.
Does Jonathan Jackson exist?
What? If you super chat tonight, $5 you'll get a sticker. $10 you'll get 3. $25 you'll get this one of a kind T-shirt, extra large. It has all the guests of season 1. So you can super chat during the show or Venmo Headyverse. Boom! What is on your mind, Jonathan Jackson? Jonathan Jackson. Yeah.
So you remember all of that wrestling happened?
In your head?
It's in
your head. The number one show on the net.
Uh-huh. That's what's in my head because I haven't seen any wrestling this week.
There's worse stuff. I tried to get you to watch it. I was like, Jonathan Jackson, tune in. Your boy, QT Marshall, is on.
Yeah, I had the remote in my hand. And I'm like, all I have to do is flip channels, and I just couldn't do it. I didn't have the power.
Well, I think by the time you were ready, I was like, oh, shit, he just got eliminated.
Oh. Well, then it was worth not seeing it.
QT. Have Madman Pondo is returning live here on the show next week to tell us all about his tour of Japan.
That should be sweet. Yeah. I'm curious to hear some stories about that. It looked like pretty fun stuff.
Yeah, he was. He had a big tour of Japan, a big Japan wrestling. He was part of 2 different tournaments, I believe. It was like the Strong Style tournament, and there was like some kind of death match tag team tournament with the Necro Butcher. So
nice,
pretty sweet. And he sent me a lot of pictures in and out of the ring. You know, because they looked like they had a good time out of the ring, going to different. There's like a restaurant owned by an old Japanese wrestler, and they went there. They said they had the best steak, like an old deathmatch wrestler, and he went to the Godzilla Museum and all kinds of stuff. So it'll be fun to hear about this.
He's always got great stories.
Thomas Andrew here says he loves Pondo. Pondo kicks ass.
Yeah. I like his bat with the saw blade on the end. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I want to know, if he had to make a new one, or how the hell do you get that to Japan? You think you packed that in your luggage overseas? So. It's like, I guess this is fun.
Yep. I'm not good with chopsticks. I use this to eat with.
Jackson, when you're flying with your saw blades and stuff, do you check them in your luggage, or do you carry them on your carry-on?
Well, I think that's more of a it's preferential choice. They choose who they want to have like sharp objects with dry blood on them.
My question is would they let this into Japan? Oh, dominoes. Oh, yeah.
You know what I say? I don't need blades. My hands are my weapons.
Oh, man.
I just rip inch limb to limb.
You gonna fish hook the inch, man?
Yeah. Back in the old days of UFC, you could do fish hooks. You could do fish hooks. You could hit people in the balls.
The good
Now
old
they got
days.
these things called rules.
Back when Vince McMahon said it was too barbaric, now he's owned by him.
Yeah.
Now they own him.
That's it. You're exactly right, Mr. Johnson here. The restaurant you're talking about is a steakhouse owned by Mitsuhiro Matsunaga, Mr. Danger. That is it, Mr. Danger Steakhouse. Exactly. They get the Danger steak.
Is that the one where everybody gets a shirt from there?
No, that's what is it? Riviera. Yeah.
Riviera. Yeah, something like that.
I didn't know this till recently, but Kowloon's is a famous Chinese restaurant in Boston. I know Troy's familiar with Kowloon's, and everyone around here is familiar with it. It's always on Phantom Gourmet and stuff. And I had known that wrestlers had stopped there for decades, after WWF shows. It would be like a normal stop. But I did know till recently that that it's filled with wrestling memorabilia of wrestlers who had eaten there, and they get their pictures and signed stuff, and they put on the wall. So now I've never actually been there, so now I want to go there sometime.
Speaking of famous places that were wrestling related, he was just inducted into the Hall of Fame. He had a bar.
Somebody was just inducted this year.
Yeah, who had the Tim White? There we go.
Tim White.
Is that bar still open or is that closed?
His brothers may be running it. I don't know, but you guys are in the
open.
area. Is it? Oh, it's still open.
Yeah, I think it is. I know. I think we drove by it once. It might have been Annabelle and I. But yeah, I think it's still open.
Yeah,
I've never been to it.
That footage of the APA turning over the Lethal Weapon pinball machine, that just hurts my soul.
Broke your heart.
It broke my heart. And I even seen like some footage from I was watching the Dusty Rhodes documentary, which I was hating every minute just because I hate Dusty. But they had some footage of the wrestler, the old movie, and it's got like a dude like being slammed into a pinball machine on that one. It's like an old EM machine. So I was like, man, that poor machine.
I think actually,
and they broke it.
Yeah.
There's some people getting slammed on pinballs in the
weapon machine.
What was that?
What was that, Troy? The flea?
There's connection when walking.
I think Neil and I actually played a Lethal Weapon pinball machine.
Yeah.
Well, it's been added to Play Arcade, but I don't think we were there when they just added it. I don't think it was there when we were there last time.
What was the one we played?
Oh, maybe we did play it.
Like an action franchise from the 80s.
Yeah. Was it Terminator 2 maybe? Because I think the Lethal Weapon they just added.
You asked me
about one. We
also
played that. They had a ton of different ones.
Yeah, and there's by the way, if anyone's, it's in New Bedford, Play Arcade's really cool. And there's a really cool toy store by there. And it's owned by a wrestler. And he's wrestled on SmackDown. And he was on AEW. The first time we had saw him was on AEW Dark. And the whole place was chanting. And we didn't know why. Because it was like, he's like a local, he was like a job guy on the show. And they're all chanting and it turned out they're chanting for his toy store because like everyone in the arena knew him, which was really cool. And we've been there since. And he gave me a free Sabu autograph.
They got really good shirts.
Yeah, it's a really cool place. Yeah, I bought some wrestling toys there, and
kind of a little place, but man, he's got more stuff crammed in there.
It's really small, but just packed with stuff. Lots of cool
some
wrestling
stuff we had never seen before.
Yeah, they had cool throwback Danhausen figures. See it made like the old Mattel ones. They were really cool. Hasbro, I mean, the old Hasbro figures.
Yeah, even autographed were kind of cool.
Yeah, I almost bought it. It was pretty cool. But yeah, it was a really nice place. But I ended up buying. It was a box set of. It was the Hasbro guys, but it was a WrestleMania box set they just made. So it had Mean Gene Okerlund, Roddy Piper, Cowboy Bob Orton, and who was the fourth guy? It wasn't Snook? Oh, Mr. T.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't look like anybody's going to steal Bessler's shirt tonight. Looks like Mike Bessler might be getting it. $25.
Yeah. If anyone wants it, extra large.
You can make Mike Bessler cry.
It's got the original lineup from the very first year of Without Your Head. It's pretty sweet.
Without your head or in your head?
Tony Atlas is on there.
Troy's here, so I'm confused. Yeah, Tony Atlas, J.J. Dillon, Goldilocks, Stan Hansen, Don West, Greg Denver Valentine, Tully Blanchard, Lance Storm, Boogie Woogie Man, Paul Bearer, Harley Race, Ox Baker, the genius Lanny Poffo, Ed Ferrara, and of course, Puppet the Psycho Dwarf.
No Chris Harris?
No, he must have been on the second year. I think I only did this 1 year because I also didn't want people to like, hey, what are you doing selling shirts with my face on it?
Yeah. Arn Anderson was all like wondering where we got the shirt, and he was like, where was? He was cool when he found out we weren't really selling them. We just made that one.
He scared me.
He did.
Did Puppet die?
I think Puppet the Psycho Dwarf is dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
dang.
when he was quiet.
Is Adnan LKC? Did he die?
Yeah, I think Adnan did pass away.
Pretty sure he was like 80 years old when he was on the show. So
yeah,
it'd be one hell of a feat if he was 107.
So I think 7 people on here have passed away. Harley Race, Ox Baker, Lanny Poffo.
Oh no, Adnan L. Casey's still goddamn alive.
Oh, sweet. Well, then 6.
No.
I'm glad he's still.
No, Lanny's still around.
No, Lanny just died.
He's gone. Yeah, he passed away.
Puppet.
Just a month or two ago, wasn't it? Or,
yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
No.
Don West.
Don West passed away.
Yeah.
That's sad. That was a good interview, too. Everybody should go back and listen to it. Yeah, Harley passed away.
Yeah, Harley Race passed away. That's too bad. That first Harley Race interview was really good. The second one wasn't as good because we had bad audio. He's outside, but the first interview was good. Then the Terry, I think I'll put our Terry Funk interviews up with anyone's. I think they're some of the best. I think they're the best Terry Funk interviews you hear. Also, I think Paul Bear's.
Paul Bear's is really good.
Would like to share a story from when I was training here in Oklahoma, where one of the guys who run the school told me a funny story about Cowboy Bill Watts. Don't know if he was ribbing me or not, but it's worth finding out if it was legit. Cool. You can zoom in if you like, video in.
Yeah.
Definitely. Have we got what's on Goosey's mind?
What is on your mind, Goosey? Goose is Lucy. Lucy Goosey.
I didn't watch much wrestling. I did see that AEW Dark and Elevation, I guess, are going bye-bye.
Oh, I thought you were about to say, but I did I didn't watch any wrestling, but I did watch Dark and Elevation. I was like, what? But I see. Yes, they're. I didn't know both of them. I knew Elevation, but as someone who has been to the tapings for them, I think it's a smart move because I didn't really. We went to a few of them in the earlier that were actually entertaining, but the last couple we went to were completely pointless. They were like 10-second matches. They were almost just the intros for the people. They'd walk to the ring and they'd literally hit one move and pin them. And I was like, what is the point of this? Like, it's not fun to sit through.
Yep.
And no one's learning any. If you can't learn anything in a 10-second match, so I didn't really see the point. And if you're having a whole new show, like I don't really. Definitely both of them. Maybe if you kept Dark and had it as, I think Dark has a place if it really is a show where the green guys wrestle to get experience.
Yeah,
right.
And you put that on. I think it would have its own audience, kind of like how Saturday Night was, not at its peak, but when Nitro was big, it was still fun to watch WCW Saturday Night because you had like Mark Jindrak on there. Then you'd have some of the older guys like the Cuban Assassin had like a little feud with Duggan. You had and you could do Dark like that, where it's guys that are both not quite ready to be on Dynamite or the new show, and some of the veterans who might not have a place on Dynamite and the new show, but you have them on Dark to wrestle the green guys to help them improve. So I think it would have a place, but
that's
you'd have
kind of
to
how it
rework
started out. I think.
Yeah,
I think that's how they used to do it.
Right.
Well, you could almost put Rampage as Dark now.
You could,
realistic.
yeah. I don't know if I probably wouldn't waste a regular TV show with it, but at this point, Rampage doesn't really get the. I don't know. Maybe it would work if it was like its own little show where everyone knew. Because I really did enjoy watching Saturday Night at that time. So if everyone just knew it was like these guys, almost like NXT was before it became like the cool indie promotion, where it was guys like almost like their training ground. A step above like trainees, but guys that just need experience and working with some veterans like I don't want to say even Dustin, because I think Dustin should be on the main show, but guys that have been around a while, but maybe aren't needed as like top guys anymore, or even guys that never quite made it, like Kazarni,
Pretty Peter Avalon.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, Peter Avalon, guys like that. No, we did not. Here's a question here from John Brown. Did you guys ever talk about that boxing match that John Morrison had where he beat the shit out of that other guy? We did not, but yeah, he had a boxing match and he won.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I literally didn't know about it until I read it.
Yeah, he wouldn't. Not that I think he's a bum or like not tough, but he wouldn't be like the first guy that comes to mind to like start a boxing career and do good at it.
Yeah, it's not like he's a young man right now. I mean,
yeah, it's hard to start combat sports when you're older.
Yeah, but congratulations to him because he did win.
Oh, yeah.
I seen he was talking some trash about some other professional wrestlers, saying they couldn't do it. And who were some of the people that he said? It was
Punk. I think he said Punk, Roman Reigns, probably like all the top guys saying they've never won a real fight.
Well, I mean, they can't take that away from him. He went in there and he won that night. That was night.
Him and Miz were really good together, and we're given like some dumb stuff. Miz always, I think, makes bad stuff into good. It makes it entertaining, and so I never got when they really kind of buried Morrison in that group and then get rid of him.
Yeah.
And then AEW
it seems like he's never really stuck around wherever he's gone.
No, and then AEW brought him in just real briefly, almost as like not quite a job guy because he was competitive, but he never won a match. I didn't get that because I really think he's got a name, he's good, he's charismatic. So I
thought one of his about him too.
One of his best runs was in Lucha Underground. He did some great stuff in Lucha Underground, but
I think that's really when he started to come into his own because I wasn't really big in his first when he was Johnny Nitro. I thought he looked good, but I didn't really like his matches.
I want to see him face off with the Austin Aries, just so he can beat up Austin Aries for being such an asshole to him for no selling his finisher move and everything. I don't know what that shit was about. Why Austin Aries just got up and flipped off Don Callis and left, and it made no sense to me whatsoever.
He does not have a good track record. So he was nice to Troy. I think we're one of the only people that's ever just met him outside of wrestling, and we got a picture, and he was cool because I think he won't do that any other time. I don't know why, but
it's funny. We were just at that restaurant yesterday where we saw him and the All Night Express, and we got our pictures with them.
Yeah, all three were very cool. He was especially him and I mean, none of them were me, but him and Red Titus were especially really nice. And even at that time, we'd heard like he had kind of a bad reputation, not as bad as he did later on, but he
was just controlling his narrative. That's what it was.
Actually, but, Kenny King was real nice too at that. When we met him.
Yeah. All three were cool.
Yeah,
but I've heard mostly bad things about him. So
Then
It's
I
not
thought
like
of you, Neil.
if one or two people say something, who knows? But when almost everyone that's ever worked with the guy, there's probably some.
I mean, I just had this stack of Funko Pops, and I just wanted him to sign like 25
40
of them.
of them.
And he's just at the
Other
luggage
guys.
claim trying to get his bags.
It's just like well, let me hold you up for like 3 hours so you miss your
Those
flight.
have to be the worst
signing
fans.
all this stuff.
And then the fans online who defend it. I'm just like, what is wrong with you?
And like when we bumped into them, like we just said hi and they came over and took pictures and we just talked a little bit.
That's the thing too. I think it does depend on how you
there's no defense for it, but I will say this, the videos from it, like I've seen Harrison Ford get hand like a guitar like pick guard, and he was like, what the hell is this? and like and he goes and signs it, and he's like, I ain't signing no more of those. That is a fun video to watch. I can't deny that. But
there's one
but there is no defense for it.
With Dirk Nowitzki when he used to play for the Mavericks, and I think it was on like one of those setup shows. I can't remember what it was called, like Punked or something. And they had like this kid come in and say, oh, Dirk, you're my favorite player. And he's in there eating with it like his fiance. And he stopped and, he talked to the kid and signed something. And then like a couple minutes later, the kid comes over with like 24 jerseys. And Dirk's great. He just like, okay, like, let me sign these. And then the kid starts bringing over like just anything he can find. He's bringing over like some guy's like suit jacket for Dirk to sign. And so finally, after like he signed 100 things, he's like, hey, could you come back after we're done eating? And then, maybe I'll sign some more. And the kid's like, oh, what an asshole. I can't believe this guy. Like, I asked him to sign one thing and he won't do it. What a jerk. That was pretty funny.
Reminds me of somebody we used to have on one of the shows. By the way, I actually talked to one of Intra's favorite people earlier today. Had a conversation. First time I talked to him in a few years.
Yeah, wait. Brad Thacker.
My boy, Brad Thacker! Yeah! Boo, boo, boo.
How's he?
You would not be so enthused to bring him up unless it was a monumental
It was really
snub
weird.
of me.
So on my so I listen to a lot of audiobooks. Sometimes I got to take a break and listen to other things. So I started listening to some different comedian host podcasts. I listened to Misery Loves Company, if anyone knows. It's with the Reverend Rob Levy and Kevin Brennan. And so this just a little quick backstory to explain. On that show was also this comedian Chad Zumach. Then they had they hate each other now. And so then I listen to him once in a while because he live streams their show while they're live and just trashes it. And so it's just funny that like they totally hate each other. And so anyway, I was listening to it and I had stopped on my walk to drink my coffee. And so I put something in the chat and he read it. He's like, without your head says Bo. And I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. And then like immediately I started getting messages from Brad Thacker. He's like, was that you in Chad Zumach's chat? And I was like, yeah. And so then we had a conversation. This was kind of funny to me.
I did not mention, though, I want to talk one little thing of wrestling here.
All right, real quick before we get to that, Goosey, Thomas Andrew, back to his story. I'm sorry I missed his follow-up. He told me about a time he was in Japan and went to the ring in a World War II bomber jacket. As he got into the ring, he got on the mic and said, I was the gunner pilot for the Enola Gay, bang, bang, bang. He told me that after he said that, the Japanese fans lost their shit and tried to attack him and didn't even work the match. Dang. I'll have to bring this up.
Dang.
All right. What was on your mind, the Goose Man?
So it came out, and boy, howdy, is Vince McMahon a fucking moron. One of the former writers that ended up getting fired did an interview and confirmed that in November of 2011, Vince McMahon pitched the idea that Mustafa Ali and Mansoor would come out as the masterminds behind 9/11.
Sounds like something Vince would
I
want.
mean, what?
And what's really not only just even like the idea of doing that, especially after Mustafa Ali. I mean, not Mustafa Ali. Who is the guy that got like blackballed from wrestling when he
Oh,
was
that
doing
was
like
Muhammad Hassan.
Muhammad
Muhammad
Hassan.
Hassan? So you would think after that, you're like, well, we can't do this kind of angles anymore. Back in the day, you really could. I mean, they did the Iron Sheik during the hostage crisis, and then they had Sergeant Slaughter during the Gulf War. So it's not like historically out of place, but in modern day, you'd have to know. And then you or even found out, firsthand they can't do that. But even above all that, what stuck out in my mind was they're really trying to make Mansoor like a hero when they do the Saudi Arabia tour. So like, what would you do then? So they in their minds is like Saudi Arabian fans going to cheer him then when they're over.
Yeah.
When they're over, they're like,
Well-
"Oh yeah, number one man of 9/11." Yeah,
And to add
hero."
it on, Mustafa Ali would have been 13 and Mansoor would have been like 4.
Awesome.
Well, I mean,
A 4-year-old.
I grew up when they had like
Embarrassing.
evil Nazi wrestlers, and that was like like 60 years after
Yeah.
World War IV.
I like Captain America. They got they were frozen, and then they thawed them out.
Cryogenically frozen.
Yep.
That's why I always think it is funny. Along those lines, Troy, this isn't wrestling, but whenever I see like they have different ideas for Magneto, and they're like, you can't do this because the original Magneto, he has to be a Jewish guy because he was in the
In a concentration camp. Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what are they going to do? Make the guy like 100 today? Like we're going to kick off the character and he's 100.
They're gonna get
We have to find
Olsen
a
to play
100-year-old guy to play him, and hopefully he lives to be 120 so we can have him in a bunch of sequels.
Yep. That sounds like a great idea.
Like you have to use some common sense and realize, you probably have to update this character.
Yeah.
Thomas Andrew Johnson. Remember when Sabu was in WWE in the segments? He was called Sabu Al Qaeda. I don't remember that actually.
No, I don't either.
No,
I don't recall better references.
Because I remember in WWE he was it was the ECW invasion in the 90s, and then when he was in the WWE ECW, I don't remember him being called that though. I mean, I'm not saying it's not true, but I don't remember it. All right, want to get to these questions?
Yeah, I guess we're not going to get a Raw report tonight. So,
did you have
we'll
anything to report about the Raw?
Stuff happened. Yeah.
Well, they had the big draft.
The draft, yes. Nobody was really moved, like split apart on this one. They kept all the teams together, which was unusual.
Oh, did they?
And everybody's a fucking free agent, like Brock Lesnar and Omos. Is like, who the fuck cares about Omos?
Yeah, Brock's a free agent, and yeah, I didn't hear him say Omos was a free agent when they
I even saw that on the I saw it on a picture someone posted. Because I could see like, Brock Lesnar is a free agent, but it's almost like, who gives a shit? I'm not against the idea of free agents. If you're really, always been the big problem with this is they never really actually do it. But if you're actually going to do the brand split and you had the GM, you had to do like they were actually at odds. They're two rival companies trying to outdo each other. How you really do this when they don't interact, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Because in sports, it's all about the teams playing against each other. It's not like this team is on this channel and they never interact with this other team. Like, how would they ever? It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's not like the XFL isn't like it's actively competing with the NFL. It's the teams are competing with each other. So I don't really even know how you're supposed to ever do this brand split.
They brought up all these NXT guys when they already have half a roster they don't put on television.
But like back to the real quick, it was like, so if you were going to do this and you had free agents and people, so you're trying to recreate like a real sport. But the thing is, you just know in a couple weeks they'll forget about all this, and and guys will just pop up on both shows, and
Yeah, pretty much.
and they'll dissolve it again, and then they'll bring it back in a couple years. And
Well, no, they're building up for that hot Survivor Series feud.
Yeah.
for bragging rights.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't make that a separate pay-per-view again.
So, this just in. Lexar has been drafted to Clan Wrestling podcast.
That's that
Patrick Howe,
KPW.
Mrs. Geraldine. I should talk to her. She was going to be on this week, but she could not be on Wednesday night. But she'll be on very soon. She was going to be on last week, but she fell asleep.
Oh. Who was on last week that could have done that to her?
I don't know.
What's our
I
Tazo?
just hear these velvety voices. She's
Golgo 13.
I
He's
have talked
keeping-
to my boy Nikhil, and he did. He was a good man, and he watched the Rocky. So shout out to my boy Nikhil. Good man.
He
Nice.
watched 1, 2, and 3, or just one?
He did. He watched all three, the first three.
Wow.
He still does not like them.
How could
told
you
me-
not like the first
He told
3
me-
Rockies?
He told me they're shit, but
Like,
he did watch
seriously?
them.
Like-
He did watch them.
We really need to get his head checked or something. Like, how does he like all these nothing films that he always brings up? Like,
I respect the guy who stands by their beliefs. So if that's his opinion, as wrong as it is,
if I
at
came
least
on
he did
this
watch.
show and said I don't like the first 3 Rocky films, you would have a field day. You would go crazy on me, and you know you would.
I think the man gets enough hate. He loves the show, and he ain't here talking about loving Klansmen or Hitler or anything. So I say
I'm
Nikhil is a
not
good
saying
man.
he's a bad dude. I'm not saying he's a bad dude. I'm just saying, how do you not like the first 3 Rocky films? At
I
least 1 or
agree.
2.
I think they're
Yeah,
They were up
Two,
for
but,
Academy
I really
Awards.
like
The
all three,
first
but-
one.
The first one, is legit one of the best movies ever made.
Yep.
I mean, it didn't
And the
hold a
second
candle to
one's right on
Cliffhanger,
par
though.
with it.
Yeah, it's not the Cliffhanger. He thinks Cliffhanger and some other one I've never heard of is his favorite. Is his favorite Stallone movie.
Escape Plan.
Escape Plan.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Okay, Nikhil. I thank you for watching the films, though. But
Now, Intra, have you what if now for us to be able to do the show, we have to watch Escape Plan?
1 through 3, because there are 3 of those.
how many escape plans are there?
3.
I will agree with
I
Golgo
think
here.
so. I gotta check.
I would cut him some slack if he didn't like Rocky 5. I agree. I really like the first 3. I actually think Rocky 4 is really stupid, but I enjoy it for what it is.
I mean, it's
Rocky
really
5
hokey.
Yeah, Rocky 5 legit is not a good movie, I'd say.
No, that's the feel bad Rocky.
Yeah. And then I actually really liked Rocky Balboa. I thought was great. I put that up there with the
Yeah,
first
that
3.
one's tremendous.
I do like at the end of Rocky 5 when he says, "Get up, you son of a bitch, because Mickey loves you." The whole flashback scene. But that's it.
Yes, yes.
And they ran out of people to kill off, I think,
Like,
supporting
now we
him.
just gotta reboot this.
Yeah.
It's the best way to do
And
it.
I like the new ones, even though it's weird. The third one I think is a really good movie, but it's odd that they don't even reference Rocky. The Creed.
Yeah, that is kind of strange.
So that was your Raw report. Now we got the SmackDown summary.
So what's going on
Oh,
SmackDown?
that
My
there.
boy, my buddy, my pal, Jonathan Jackson.
No clue.
What the hell?
Well, there's your SmackDown summary for this week.
Well, actually, this just in.
Didn't they also have the draft?
Here is
Yeah,
the Raw
they had a
report.
draft one.
Whoa,
There you go.
that was quick.
Thank you.
All right. Dobbs Dean Maya wants to know, what's your favorite decade in movies? Mine is the 1970s. Movies like Rocky, Taxi Driver, The Exorcist, Wicker Man, to name a... Man, I did not expect that from Dobbs, but those are some of my favorite films too. So I would agree. I would say the 70s as well.
Why not? Let's go with that.
If this 70s is good, but I would probably have to go with 80s just because I was a child of the 80s. So
Yeah, I think honestly, I'm with Tarantino. I think a lot of 80s movies just kind of suck.
I'm
Yeah, you got a
thinking-
lot of good 80s films.
I know. I just want to be an asshole.
I'm going with the 1930s on that one.
Hell yeah.
You got all like the Universal monster movies.
Yeah.
Oh God, Golgo says, no, "Come on, this is almost as bad as not liking the Rocky movies." I think is saying 4 is the best.
Oh.
I think that's very tongue in cheek. I don't think he's even.
But he says I like all 5. There's actually 6 because you got Rocky Balboa.
I thought there was 8.
Well, the Creed movies, I guess you could consider part of it, but you have to at least say 6 with Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
Rocky Balboa. Yeah.
And the first 2 Creeds, because you get Rocky in them.
Yeah. If Intra's the king of all marks, who is the queen of all the marks?
Oh.
Oh.
Jujubee.
Now, is
We'll
this
have
an
to- we'll have to
arranged
wait on
marriage, or
that
does he
one.
get to pick his queen?
Interesting.
Or is it like a Queen Elizabeth, Prince Charles thing?
Princess
Yeah.
Puff.
Are you for?
Huh.
I'm giving him Princess Peach.
And he's
Zelda?
King Bowser?
Maybe Zelda.
All right.
Who is Wow, you can't ask this.
Whoa,
Who is
what is it?
Intra's favorite member of the Headyverse?
What the hell?
That's not right. I can't answer something like that. You're all my favorite members of the Headyverse.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
We're his minions.
And he wants to know, where is my boy Dwayne? I believe he does his own podcast.
Yeah, Dwayne he started his own deal, and yeah, I guess he just does that. I talk to him on Twitter every now and then, like a little bit, but
Once someone stops zooming into the show, calling the show, they are dead to me. They do
I
not.
was going to
exist.
ask you what happened to the spastic kid that was here last time.
Owl? Yeah, I don't know. He was a runner. He was
God.
running up for Rookie of the Year, but
Yeah.
I don't know what
We've
happened to
lost
Bruce
track of him.
either. He's just Bruce is just always posting about I don't know what the hell he's talking about on Facebook, but I'm a big fan of Bruce. I like Bruce. I miss him on the show.
mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell he talks about half the time, but I kind of like that about him.
We need to get the guy that just posts the random matches of a certain date.
I do like that guy. That guy rules. His posts usually come up as spam on the group, and I have to okay him. This is AJ Zyla. What's up, guys? What's up, AJ Zyla? Yeah. Don't forget, you can help out the show. You can get for a thank you. You get cool stickers like this. This is an example of one you will get. So $5, I'll send you one. You're not buying these. It's just a little bonus for helping out the show. $10, I'll send you 3. And $25, you'll get this one-of-a-kind 2005 In Your Head t-shirt. Super Chat or Venmo Headyverse. All right. Jason Mitten, which I should check the Venmo here. Will Vince put Cody in polka dots and make him start calling Brandy Sapphire?
Whoa.
No, I don't think Vince will do that. I think he likes pretending like he wants Cody there, and until he gets him firm under his grasp, and then he's gonna make him turn back into Stardust.
The thing is, too, Vince is so old. Could you even tell the difference between what he legit thinks is good and something that he would be just doing to someone for spite?
He may just be senile now. Yeah.
I mean, look at the man's hair and eyebrows and pencil mustache. Does the man have good judgment at this point?
I don't think he ever had good judgment, to be honest.
I don't think so either.
No.
I saw Bischoff kind of said that recently too. He said the genius of Vince McMahon is just his vision, of expanding the company stuff. But creatively, he just really isn't the best, and I think there's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think he's every good thing that's happened in WWE. It's because somebody else really pushed for it for the most part. The only thing that was his success, I think, was probably The Undertaker. He came up with The Undertaker, but I'd say it was a good reason that it went over so well was because of Mark and Paul Bear.
Gogo 13. I'm serious. 4 is my favorite. It's got the bot. Even like big fans of the Rocky movie hate that. I believe they even took it out of the new version. They did a new cut of Rocky IV and removed that. Stallone himself removed the robot.
He doesn't want the robot in it no more.
No, it's legit. They have a Stallone cut of the movie. It came out last year, I think, and it removed the robot.
I thought he was like the writer of those, though. I mean,
he did, and he
that.
didn't want it in it. He's like, I'm this is the Stallone cut, and I'm removing the stuff I don't like, and remove that.
So he's like editing himself from the past. He's like saying
exactly.
that
I mean,
wrong.
it's like the Star Wars movies are completely different now than the ones I grew up with.
Happy birthday, Polly.
So Gogo wouldn't have liked that one if he saw the Stallone cut?
Maybe not.
Without the bot, it's a completely different movie.
There's fun Rocky slot machines at Encore Casino.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They're very fun. You can play these bonuses, and you got to punch. Well, not punch, but you got to hit like the punching bag. And...
So we have a Han.
They have
shot
Rocky
first.
1, 2, and 3.
We have Han
4 too, actually, because it's got So it's got the Russian guy.
We got Han shot first as like the protest for the first Star Wars. What do we get to get the bot back? Like what's something?
Bring back the bot.
That was Polly's gift.
Give me the bot cut. It's like everyone wanting the Snyder cut.
Yeah,
exactly.
But
your AI overlords.
Yeah. But some of those DC fans are trying to run gun out on a rail before he even starts at DC.
I don't even join these comic book pages, but that's all I get sometimes when I'm scrolling Facebook, and it's all just people hating all this. They just bring the Snyder cut and hate gun. I was like, why do I get all this shit?
It's very odd.
He says, "Enter, you should just like the robot." I never protest the robot. Golgo 13 here saying, but
you said you sound just like the robot.
Oh, I read it wrong then. Oh, when I say happy birthday,
he had a hillbilly robot.
Happy birthday, Polly!
Hey, Polly, you want
Hey, Polly.
Again? Drink some there, root beer.
Did the robot talk in that? I didn't even remember that.
Yeah, it says happy birthday, Polly. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, our baby Michelle Carlisle is back. Hello, Michelle Carlisle.
She could be your queen, Ninja.
Heck yeah. What was the question? Somebody asked.
Yeah, that's Anime Angel Troy. You remember her from
yeah.
One of the original Hayverse members. Jonathan Jackson! I know this is a call for quality wrestling questions since Nikhil refuses to watch Rocky 1, 2, and 3. So if we compile the list of the most sophisticated wrestling questions fed into artificial intelligence, and no, that doesn't say ow. See, I knew what I'm doing. All right.
But he doesn't refuse anymore. He watched him.
This is before he admitted.
He posted before he knew this. Are you trying to ban my boy Jackson?
Well, what boy? Jonathan Jackson's
Don't
trying to get rid of Dobbs.
What are you, racist or something?
Whoa.
No, is Jonathan Jackson trying to
Alexa?
get rid of Dobbs? No, I'm not. He called Dobbs his boy, right? You said that was your boy.
Yeah, my boy is my buddy, and not just boy. I'm just messing with intro. Have you ever gotten bricked up? Have you ever gotten bricked up watching wrestling?
Bricked
what does
up?
That mean?
Huh?
Does that mean like?
I guess
I've heard it's something akin to mahogany.
So have you ever just got a rage and erection intro watching the wrestling?
So does Dobbs ever say like, "Can you brick my pizza"?
Yeah, come on,
Brian
Danielson, do it, yeah.
The brick, huh?
Yeah. No, I never gotten hard watching wrestling. No.
Cast intros the bot. Hashtag cast intros the bot. I like that.
Happy birthday, Paulie.
We should.
They need a whole new like spinoff of the Bots series. You know, Polly
Who's
and
better,
the
the bot from Rocky 4 or Robbie the robot there from NES?
No, I don't know. Rob's pretty sweet.
Didn't you destroy yours?
Well, there's a whole behind the scenes to that. I had multiple Robs, and one I was attempting to repair, and it didn't go so well. So I made a switch. I switched them out, Jack, and then I had one that wasn't even put together, but I kind of put it together, and just so I could like act like I tore it up. So that's the trick. That was the trick. And so my other one's still intact.
You're
it's up
always
here.
so deceitful.
Do you want to see Rob? I got him still. But the thing was, when during that live stream, he did start malfunctioning some and stopped working. So it kind of worked out perfectly that I had the one ready to go to break it.
Do it.
Break him up.
Do what?
I don't know.
You want me to get him? He's up here.
We're up to
I have
16
dogs
likes,
making
4
noises,
away.
folks.
And
So
you'll
I will
see
have
the
to talk
cheese
to you guys later.
All right,
Troy, it's good seeing you again.
If you want to see more Troy tomorrow night, special start time 6:30 Without Your Head on YouTube and on the Facebook group. Join Without Your Head either on Facebook or on YouTube, or do both. We're gonna have 3 guests. We're gonna have Miles Doliak from Renfield, now in theaters. We will have Joe Castro, independent FX artist from a lot of movies. He actually did The Mask in my film, the Once and Future Smash and End Zone 2. That man right there, Joe Castro.
Oh,
It's gonna be
very
pretty
nice.
sweet. And Tara Hutchinson will return from New Village Video to give us some updates. It'll be a masterpiece of a show. Boom!
All right, I will see you then. Oh, I love that thing. All right, good night, guys. I love y'all.
We love you as well, Flea.
All right.
Look at that rocking shirt. Say, my boy, like Jim Barnett.
Happy birthday, Polly.
Johnny 5 is the best robot ever. Interesting. We're going to do a show one of these days. It's going to be all our favorite robots in wrestling history. Or just history, I guess. It's probably not.
Does the RoboCop count if it's in wrestling?
Well, he's not a robot. He's a robo.
The Robro. That could be Booker T's new gimmick if he returns. The Robro.
The Robro.
It's like GI Bro, but it's updated
Yeah.
Robro.
And
he's like they rebuild
his,
him, and he comes back as Robro, and he's like does the spinneroonie as a robot. Go 13 in your head was the first place I heard about the dreaded Autobots.
Mm-hmm. That was a creation that I thought up, the Autobot, and it's too scary to even bring, like, to even manufacture, because I'm afraid of what it would do to mankind.
Well, no, AI just hasn't evolved to that point yet.
Mm.
Just give it time.
Just wanting to fuck us.
Yeah, it just wants to fuck around with us, but wait till it fucks us.
It wants to because Autobot wants revenge for all of people having like these real dolls and all these androids and just banging them all the time. So Autobot's going to turn the table on us and start taking back.
I thought you were gonna say you wanted revenge for Stallone removing the body for.
Well, this was a story that was already cooked up before we got on the Rocky Part 4.
The problem with this
probably Nikhil would think Rocky 4 is the best one.
He'd probably think Rocky 5.
But that's it. He just watched the 1 through 3. He never watched the other ones.
Mm-hmm. He'd probably love the other ones. He would be like, hell yeah, that was the best one.
Autobots transform and sodomize.
Autobots transform into
robots who sodomize. That's like my transform.
Do they transform into cars and then they drive into your anus?
Exactly. Intra's getting all hot and bothered now.
No, I'm good.
Would you rather lick ranch dressing off Cody Rhodes' butt crack or some crack with Tazo?
Crack with Tazo, baby. Hell yeah.
It's a new spinoff. Forget cooking with Jack. Smoking crack with Tazo. Tazo's a good man. Well, not really. But, will there ever be another talk show like the Jerry Springer Show? I hope not. I don't share the
I would
love of
say,
Springer
yeah.
like a lot of people. I can't say I was ever a fan.
Like, I don't know
He's
if
too bad he
people would
passed
be
away.
able to accept like Jerry Springer's show for today's times. I don't think it would work. I think a lot of people would get upset. It has to be watered down and not so obvious of what, they're exploiting people. It'd have to be like, like Dr. Phil or something.
Where he hides that he's exploiting people.
Exactly, yes.
Where the Springer Show, though, was just a lot of it was just totally fake.
Yeah, a lot of it was. That's what Jamie Dundee said. Like they just didn't want to like deal with the dude so they would hire him to be like the fake white supremacist or whatever they wanted him to do. He would do it.
The movie Red Heat was produced in 1988, starring the highly racist sounding name Arnold Schwarzenegger. What are your favorite memories of Red Heat, and are you intrigued?
I don't think I've ever watched that one.
Really? What are you, some kind of commie or something?
Well, like there's a few that I haven't seen of Schwarzenegger's, and there's a few of Stallone's I've never seen. I've never seen Cobra. I've never watched that one.
Really? Where he throws it's a really shit movie, but it's entertainingly bad.
I've never seen Cobra. I've never seen I really haven't seen many of the Rambos. I've seen the first one. I love the first one.
Really? Well, First Blood's a great movie. Rambo 2 and 3 are really bad, in my opinion. Especially 3.
Yeah.
But and then the fourth one's good.
Mm-hmm. That's the one where it's like really bloody, and it just came out like in 2000, like 2005
yeah, then they did a
or
fifth
2006.
One.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't too big on them. Nikhil Callahan time, the return of Nikhil. Yeah. By the way, if someone out there wants to make a Nikhil question video, I'll send you some stickers as a thank you. Same thing with questions from the Headyverse graphic. Nikhil Callahan.
So he's fully been reinstated. He has watched Rocky 1, 2, and 3. He all his questions will be answered.
He is good man. Let's give him a round of applause. I think he deserves some credit.
Yeah. Even though you didn't like the Rocky films, but thank you.
It's no escape plan.
I have to add that he didn't like him, which is just mind-boggling.
Cobra's great. I love the line, "You're the disease and I'm the cure."
I've never seen it, but I'll have to check it out.
He just throws like a saw blade through the dude's head.
Oh.
Leva Bates is set to leave All Elite Wrestling. The 16-year wrestling veteran recently took to Twitter on May 1st to announce that her contract with the company has come to an end. Favorite memories of the librarian in AEW? I remember seeing her when I went to the live show recently. It was last year, I guess. And she was at a booth and no one was there. And when I was standing in line to get a pretzel or a hot dog or something, I think it was a hot dog. And the guy's like, "Hey, let's leave a Bates over there." I'm like,
yeah. You're like,
what a memory.
It's like, cool.
Didn't she come out with what's his name? Peter Pretty.
Oh yeah, they were both the librarians.
Avalons, and they like pretended that they're librarians, and
yeah, that's
about
apparently wasn't that like a big thing, like on the being the elite, like they were trying to find like this. Lord,
that was top comedy back in the day.
Can't believe people watch that shit. Frankie Kazarian says the current Impact locker room is the kindest and most talented he's ever been around.
Aw.
That's nice. That's good.
That's awesome.
Hell
That's a great
yeah, good
question.
for them.
What about CM Punk showing at the Impact show?
Does that mean he's going there, that son of a bitch?
I
Kill
think he did.
him,
I think he did that.
Kill the son of a
I think
bitch.
he's playing everybody right now and trying to get them talking, and it could be all just a work. It could all be just.
He could just go and visit people. From actually, what happened, they say for that one was Sasha Banks invited him to go there to see Naomi's debut.
Really?
Yeah, I highly doubt. Now the WWE one, you can argue whatever, but I highly doubt he went to Impact to get people thinking Impact's going to hire him, or to get
I don't.
AEW like, holy shit, he's going to the Impact Zone.
I don't think he's going to Impact. No.
That'll get butts
apparently
and
he was
seats.
also at a New Japan show too, which
Yeah.
people didn't say, what the fuck, that piece of trash.
Well, I think the first story got so much coverage, he just thought, well, I'm going to play into this some. And
I just think he just went to these shows. I mean, he himself hasn't made it a story. The websites have.
Uh-huh. But there's part of him that dislikes that they're running with it, I think.
Probably, but also he could have just you could just go and visit people. That is possibility.
It's either that or
a guy in wrestling would visit other wrestlers that he knows.
Yeah, but it's like he hasn't done this in a long time. I mean, WWE one, he got
People
sued.
can change.
No,
I mean,
it's all mind
if
games.
you wouldn't show up to a company that you've been in a lawsuit with, I mean, out of nowhere, would you?
I don't know. He wasn't there to visit the company. He was there to see the wrestlers.
But
I
mean,
honestly
it's a company
think it's
event.
a big deal, honestly.
I think CM Punk wakes up every day looking to play mind games.
Do your symbol, Jack. That's CM Punk right there. That's what CM Punk's up to.
Yeah.
Look at it. Look at that crazy creature. Look at it.
Look at those
oh my
mind games.
God. CM Punk just waking up and playing those mind games.
Davey Meltzer. Davey Boy Meltzer.
Visiting his friends to play mind games.
It talks. It talks. See, that's better acting than Santino, isn't it? Cornette would have slapped me if I did that one, would he? If I was like,
Well, not,
the best Stallone
you pretended
movie.
to be afraid.
Stop, and my mom will shoot. The Elite Hunter Frankie Kazarian sucked. Oh man, that's fighting words to the inch, man.
It is.
Still can't believe Frankie and Christopher Daniels were the first AEW tag champs. It really should have been the Young Bucks. People tell you the Bucks just did it all to bury everybody but themselves somehow.
I did hear Cornette talk about the Wembley sellout. Well, not sellout yet, but the how many tickets they sold, and he did put it over as a big deal. He said he was like,
it's hard not to and be taken serious.
Yeah, so he did say, well, they're automatically second now because of there's sellout there. But.
Yeah, from my understanding, it'll be the biggest UK wrestling show ever since it'll be the second biggest ever, right under.
Hopefully, it's the biggest. Hopefully, it gets more.
Yeah, I don't think, but even number 2 for that big, and the biggest one in 30 years. That's pretty, pretty big.
Pretty big.
I honestly, even if you don't like the company, whatever, anyone who wants any company to go out of business, as a wrestling fan, or even just the idea of wanting people to lose their jobs, this is just messed up.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You could just, if you really hate it, you could just not watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that nobody has mentioned Breakfast at Kitty and Studs as Stallone's best movie. What the fuck is that?
Vic, I don't even know that
movie
one.
with some whoop, 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 whoop.
Hey yo, I'm here to bang you. Hey yo. Hey.
Would you rather?
These birds here? They kind of look like candy, and I want to eat your pussy.
Whoa! I think you've been thinking about this. This is
No.
interest fan fiction.
I don't even know that movie. I've never even heard it.
It's like a line right from the movie, from
Hey,
understanding.
yo, Adrian, these birds, they kind of look like candy,
If you were a young damsel inch, would you rather you have intercourse with Sylvester Stallone or modern day Vince McMahon?
What?
Well, they're both old men, but
Probably Stallone then, I guess. Jeez.
Golga says, I think Stallone's best movie is First Blood. I will not. I will not say that's a bad choice. I still think Rocky's his best movie, but First Blood's really good.
First Blood is really good.
And
I
that's
would
not
probably say Rocky's
and that's
better,
not a
though.
movie about taking someone's virginity.
Yeah, for sure. What
I
movie
just
you
want to make
talking
that clear with what you're, all these weird.
Oh,
sexual
because of First Blood? Yeah, I see what you're saying. I've never even thought that before. That's the first time I've ever. Jeez, you got a twisted mind, Jackie Jones.
You're over here after what
got
you
a
just
mind of
said. You're saying I
madness.
have a twisted mind.
I was playing off of Vic's comment. I was putting Vic's comment over. Because Vic, he's in the chat room. He's a good member. He wants somebody to talk about his comment and get something going off of it.
You think that's what he wanted?
That's what he wanted.
You think Nick Schiavone's sitting at home? He's a good church-going man. And he's like, man, I really wish that I say this and that OIB will talk about cunnilingus with Sylvester Stallone.
No, I'm just saying he wants somebody to acknowledge his comment.
What is he, Patrick Howell now?
And I was basically, and I think everybody wants their comments to be acknowledged.
And then he's going to say he misses Geraldine.
The chatters, they like to be acknowledged. That's all I'm saying.
I acknowledge everyone in the world.
Mm-hmm.
35,000 tickets sold. Yeah, we talked about this. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So here's a good question. Wants our predictions for the big Backlash pay-per-view. Let's get these matches here.
Is that the one that's happening in Puerto Rico?
Yes.
That's this Saturday. This Saturday, Backlash is going to happen.
The San Juan Street Fight.
He's thanking me. Vic's saying thank you, Incher.
Yeah, he's getting it. See, I always wondered there's a seedy side to Vic Schiavone.
There he goes again.
And now we found out what Vic's deal is. It's naughty times with Sylvester Stallone giving Arn Anderson style cat bass. I knew we'd get to the bottom of it sooner or later. Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest in the San Juan Street Fight.
Bad Bunny's going to win it. Who cares?
I think Damian Priest is going to have a big upset.
Anytime a celebrity comes out, they're not going to beat the celebrity.
You think Vince is like, we got to beat him in his hometown, pal.
That would be funny if they did, but Jonathan Jackson would be outraged, wouldn't you, Jonathan?
Oh, yeah. Him and Geraldine, they'll be burning down the town.
I'm like, that fucker Vince McMahon, all that hair dye's gone in his brain.
Mm-hmm. He should come out like what was that guy, the old mayor from New York there when he came out with all the stuff.
Bloomberg.
Giuliani. Rudolph Giuliani.
That would be sweet, wouldn't it, if he just came out like it was dripping down his eyes from his black eyebrows.
And he blows his quads.
Colleen the Conqueror, she says, Puerto Rico is a beautiful place.
I've never been there. I would go. I bet they get some good foods.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Puerto Rico. Yeah!
Puerto Rico. Yeah.
Let's go.
Colleen, she's a good lady. I like that, Colleen. She's possible. Rookie of the year here on In Your Head.
Oh, yeah.
Rookie.
Of the year.
Do you need a passport to go there? You don't, do you?
Nope.
You can just go.
I thought you were going to ask if you need a passport to be Rookie of the Year.
No.
Bianca Belair versus Io Sky with Bayley and Dakota Kai for the Raw Women's Championship. Wow, there's no way. Maybe if it was Bailey, but there's no way Io Sky is going to win.
Yeah, I don't think she'll win. It would be a shocker if she did, but like is Io Sky going to Raw because no, wait a minute.
You're asking the
Bianca's
wrong
going to
person.
SmackDown and Io Sky's going to Raw, so they couldn't have the champions on the same show. Like, because Rhea Ripley's already on the show, unless they would switch them.
I think you're overthinking. Io Sky's kind of a bum, and Bianca Belair is the one they push a lot.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have Io Sky win. That's not happening.
Wait, win what? What's going on?
The belt.
Which belt?
The title. The belt's not a belt, pal.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Vince. Yeah, Bianca is still the SmackDown's champion, I guess now, because she got drafted to SmackDown.
Oh, okay.
So Bianca got switched and Rhea got switched to Raw. So I'm just saying, like, the way the belts would fall.
Did they do the whole belt exchange?
No, they haven't done that yet. That's probably coming up after the pay-per-view. So.
I don't understand.
Because Raw is after, like they said, the switches do not take effect until the Raw coming week.
Damn, they make wrestling lame.
So the pay-per-view is this Saturday, so Raw would be following. That's probably when they'll do the belt swap.
Sweet.
I think we're up to 18 likes. We're 2 away. 2 more likes, and you will see my my Cheez-It underwear.
Cheez-It underwear. Heck yeah.
Right, so hit that like button. Boom, boom, boom. Austin Theory defending his United States Championship in a triple threat match versus Bobby Lashley and Intra's boy Bronson Reed. I'm going for Bronson Reed to take it.
I think I'll have to go with I'm not going with Bronson. I don't like Bronson Reed. I can't go with Owen Hart. He's not even in the match. I don't know why you're holding that shirt up.
Extra toast. I didn't know there was extra toasty Cheez-Its, but there's only one way to find out
what
flavor Cheez-Its my underwear is. Whoa! And that is to hit the like button.
I like the extra toasty Cheez-Its. I know, like, you ever get a Cheez-It in the bottom of the bag and it's like, it's extra toasty? That's basically what they toast them more.
Oh.
So
if I was wearing extra toasty edible Cheez-It underwear, would you eat them off of me?
You don't even have to have them on.
Yeah, join the Headyverse OnlyFans, and you will watch that video.
There was a thing that that one guy on the end of Raw, he was like saying something, and he said "eat out," and then like Corey Graves like interrupted him, and he said it's a family show. He was going to say like something like "eating out of his hand" or something like that, and he just said "eat out," and it was funny line. I'll give Corey Graves there 20 likes.
We have hit 21 likes.
Man, they really want to see those underwear.
Stand and deliver. Stand and deliver.
Give the Bobby Lashley pose.
Do the Bobby Lashley where you just show your ass.
Bobby Lashley. All right, hold on. Give me a second here.
What if Jack's got the racer stripes? Huh?
What if he just ends this video and backs out?
What? No, here we go. I took a picture of him earlier for this moment.
Oh, he had this pre-planned.
Look at that vein.
Oh, that's original.
He cropped out the bulge.
It's a family show here. I don't get people too excited. Join my OnlyFans. Use promo code Jackie Jones to save 10%, and you can see the full version.
The full package.
That looks like original. That's original. Come on, show me your panties, Jack.
Whoa! I'm wearing Yeti
Show me your Cheez-It panties. Jonathan Jackson, you got your tokens ready?
Oh, yeah. You know it. Couple tokens, couple minutes.
Saluting the
those shorts. That was a hell of a Nickelodeon show.
Thank you, folks.
I always wondered why the quality of Nickelodeon shows weren't the best, and probably because all of them were getting raped at the time. That would probably took down the
What
quality.
the hell?
Whoa.
That Dan Snyder dude or whatever it was. That's all you see anymore is about him raping people and on the well.
What kind of videos are you watching?
Well, it's awful stuff. It's talking about him being like into feet and stuff,
bad.
and it's just like no, it really is terrible. I mean, because like the dude we interviewed was like buddies with him too, from with Brian Peck from Without Your Head.
I was like
they were in
General
cahoots.
Adnan Casey.
No, not General Adnan Al Casey. He had nothing to do with any of that. But like, yeah, it was.
Yeah, we didn't know at the time about Brian Peck.
We were not aware. No, we were not aware of that at all. But
he did time.
Yeah,
not a lot of time for some heinous crimes. It was like rape with objects and stuff of underage people. But Seth, that's a good segue to Seth freaking Rollins versus Omos.
But I was just saying that's why the
this
quality
match
of
will be
Nickelodeon
which
shows
would be
was
better,
probably
being raped on a Nickelodeon show or watching Seth freaking Rollins versus Omos.
Almost. Definitely.
Yeah, almost. I'll go with Jonathan Jackson's answer.
Rhea Ripley versus Selena Vega.
Is that real? Are they really feuding?
Yes. I'm saying Rhea Ripley's going to beat her pretty soundly, I would think. But that is like where she's from, so.
Who, Rhea?
No, Selena Vega. They made sure to mention that on the show, so.
So that's Vince's. Oh, it's their hometown. You know, you got to lose.
Hometown, and she's going to lose. So they're not going to let Rhea lose to her, I don't think.
No,
I'd be highly shocked if she did.
Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar.
I hope Brock just beats his ass.
Cody squashes him.
He was like all screaming on Raw. He was like, "Make me earn it," and I'm like, "What the fuck does that even mean? You fucking weirdo!" It's like screaming. He was like, because the people came out and was like holding him back, and then he starts screaming, "Make me earn it!"
What, the new title? What the hell is he talking
I don't
about?
know what the fuck he meant. He just started screaming, "Make me earn it!" I was like, God, this freaking Cody Rhodes. What an asshole. And I was watching that documentary. His dad was an asshole too. I can't. It's just hard for me to even watch anymore. He's like sitting there. He's like, I never thought that this is 270 pounds of blue-eyed soul would captivate that. It's like, shut the fuck up. You are so fucking annoying, Dusty Rhodes. And then he's in the ring and he's doing the stupid like poses and stuff. And that fucking Bozo the Clown hair. Jesus Christ. How did anybody like freaking Dusty Rhodes? That freaking hair that's like sticking out and he's got that little cap on. It's like, what the fuck
you get funky like a monkey and putlick, if you will.
Good God.
What did Dusty do to you to garner
Fuck
this much
Dusty
hate?
Rhodes. He's an asshole. He's supposed to
Was Dusty Rhodes producing a Nickelodeon show you used to be on as a child?
Don't bring that up, Jackie Jones. But I mean, he's trying to induct like Eddie Graham, and he didn't say one fucking word about Eddie Graham. He's just up there talking about himself.
That's what it was.
He's just like, that's what we did back. Those were hard times, and it's like, shut the fuck up.
I love Dusty Rhodes. You're a huge
fuck Dusty Rhodes. He's a fucking asshole. Fuck his son too, because he's a fucking asshole. The only one I like is Dustin, and he confessed to murdering a man to Troy. I should have asked him.
Oh shit.
Well, he was talking to the hurricane or something, and Troy overheard it. And that's the only one I like. The murderer of the clan,
What the hell?
allegedly. Troy overheard him talking to the hurricane about it, so
Oh man.
I think he was just drunk and just talking. But
Yeah, the truth usually comes out when you're drunk.
Yeah, it's a weird thing just to make up.
well, he was talking to the hurricane about it. That's what Troy said. I wasn't there, so this is going off of what Troy told us. But does your brother hallucinate or anything?
No, no. But yeah, I don't know if we should bring. But yeah, it was. He talked about like out in the boat with like the body, and yeah, it was weird.
Was he helping Janetti with the guy at the bowling alley?
Like he's got to have like enough sense not to talk about that in public. I mean, at least go back to your room. I mean,
See, he didn't know Troy was listening, so now he's gonna tie up some loose ends.
No. It's all alleged. Well, this is third-hand knowledge at this point. But I hate freaking Dusty Rhodes and Cody Rhodes. I used to like Cody Rhodes at freaking Turncoat.
You're like
fuck him.
Stardust.
Fuck Stardust. Fuck Cody Rhodes. Fuck them all. Except for Dustin. I kind of like him. He did the show, man. Too. Yeah.
I say bring back Manu.
Manu?
He's the only one who hasn't done anything wrong. Ted Jr.'s going to prison. Dusty Rhodes is a turncoat. Manu has done no wrong other than suck.
So was Ted Jr. actually involved with that stuff? I knew the youngest one was of the DiBiase crew, but like was
it was all of them really. DiBiase was too, but his amount was so small that he paid it back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
But Ted Jr. and the other brother, yeah, they did millions. So
like they like had a conversation with their dad and like got him in on it, and he was all for it.
Maybe.
I mean, he have to have, I guess. I mean, like there was some plotting here.
I could have sworn like DiBiase was like some kind of figurehead there, like maybe a politician, and maybe that's how it started. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't
know nothing about that. Are you thinking Rick Steiner? Maybe.
Well, nah. I don't think he would have had any inside.
No, I'm just thinking like you're thinking of a politician. Like Rick Steiner was like on Board of Education, which is totally different. But
I don't know. I mean, I thought he had some seat or something, but maybe I'm wrong. Because for them to be involved and then Brett Favre also, I mean, it's kind of strange.
For sure.
Like they were all sitting on the same meeting, like, hey, let's just rip off the welfare. It's like, hell yeah.
That was like just such a easy scheme to come up with. Multiple people came up with it.
Yeah. If you went and stole some money out of a cash register or from someone's purse or something, you'd go to jail. But if you're a millionaire and you steal millions of dollars, maybe nothing will happen to you. You just pay it back and still.
Yeah, I think for the most part, if you can pay it back, if you do, they don't completely forgive you, but it's like you don't serve any time. I don't think the sons. Yeah, I don't think the DiBiase sons, have enough money to pay that stuff back. So,
dang.
But probably nothing will happen to Favre, but.
Yeah,
he's priceless. Oh, baby, he's priceless. He's going to jail.
Good.
Allegedly, or I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe he's got a really good lawyer. I don't know.
We'll see. God,
you just donate to the judge's wife.
Oh man,
we have two Colleens in here: Colleen the Conqueror and Colleen.
It's a popular name.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I believe it's the same person, but I'm confused why there's multiples. And then the main event. The main event's a 6-man tag match.
No way.
Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn versus Solo Sikoa, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso.
For the trios title?
Yeah, why wouldn't they just made it a tag match for the tag belts?
Are they both on different shows now, or what's going on with that?
I'm not really
Who all
sure.
we got? Who is it?
Like the Usos and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, are they on the same show, or did they
Well,
get split?
Sami Zayn and Kevin they're on Raw, and then the Usos. I don't think they've said where they're going yet. So because
I think
they've
the
been
whole didn't the whole
teasing.
group go. I thought the whole bloodline didn't they go as one group as one pick?
Well, they said I think they said Solo, Roman, and Paul Heyman, and I think
so they're considered one group.
And I think the Usos are going to be considered one group, and I think there's going to be some funny business there because they've been kind of teasing like they might get kicked out of the bloodline by Roman Reigns if they don't get their belts back. So we'll have to see what happens there.
Wait, so is the draft still going, or is it over?
Yeah, I don't know. It's over officially, but I think I think Roman can like cast him away or something if he wants, but they haven't really made mention of like what Roman's powers are, but I'm sure that they'll do something to that extent. So maybe we'll see, because they are teasing that they may be removed from the bloodline, but they don't know it yet, like because Heyman's done everything off camera, like kind of gesturing to Solo Sikoa. So.
All right. Were you intrigued by this show?
Was I intrigued by it? Sure.
I mean, by this pay-per-view. Doesn't sound like too promising, but sometimes
other than the Bad Bunny
on
stuff,
paper, and sometimes it delivers. So.
Yeah, there's nothing really like setting my world on fire. Like I gotta see it. But
Bad Bunny.
And not even Bad Bunny, I'm sorry to say.
Seth freaking Rollins versus Omos. Why is Matt Riddle in the main event?
It's his home country. Oh wait.
Well, he's been involved with Kevin Owens and Sammy recently. Like they've just stuck Riddle with him, so it's like,
and he'll probably be the one they push out of it. They're like everyone loves
Probably.
Sami Zayn, and then Owens is not far behind. They're like, well, let's put Riddle in there. Then when they break him up, we'll push Riddle and bury the other two.
That's Vince McMahon's booking. But I as long as he's burying Cody, I'm in favor. Keep doing what you're doing.
I think Cody will win. If he doesn't win, I'll be surprised, and then I might be with you that they're not. But I think the idea is Cody will beat Brock, and then I think he's going to win this new belt, which I think like is not. It's not very prestigious.
Yeah, just the new made-up belt.
It'll be Cody versus Mansoor for the new heavyweight title. The Saudis will love it.
And then Cody will be like Slaughter back in the day. They'll say he was behind 9/11.
Oh wow!
Oh no!
I'm unsure. Also, I guess she's on Facebook and YouTube, and it goes. That's fine. I kind of like it. It's like three faces of Foley. It's the two faces of Colleen.
There you go.
Bam.
All right. Well, that was question 4 of Nikhil.
How many more to go?
23, I think.
Oh,
he also wants to know AEW Dark. Oh, we talked about this. Kenny Omega versus Moxley. But he did want to put in that he's sad that he never got to see a Dark Elevation or Dark live. I did. There were some of the early ones were entertaining, but the last few we went to were really not good.
So they're just ending those shows, or not? They're going to cease to exist.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Elevation already had its last one, as far as I know. What about Big Show now?
Even recording those shows like before Dynamite.
You recorded them?
No. I'm saying like them recording the footage for the show. That could kind of bring the crowd down as far as like just bringing out all these nothing matches.
It was it was so much to record at once too. Like that's why Rampage gets kind of a bad crowd, because you do like an hour or two of Dark, and then you do 2 hours of Dynamite, then you like change everything and then do Rampage, and at that time it's like
Yeah,
after
you're
10 o'clock, and you're just like,
I know when I was at Dynamite and then started into Rampage, I was pretty tired by that time.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
so I do understand.
It's a killer recording so much stuff at once.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Omega versus Moxie, Steel Cage 10,
Oh shit.
May Dynamite. Wow, what a match. I'm pumped. Are you? Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, we're excited for it. I think that'll be a good show.
I agree. I'm excited. All right. Wrestling Observer News. The AEW Collision debut on June 17th from the United Center in Chicago, which would be the return of CM Punk, along with what expected to be either another major name debut or return. Thoughts on who?
Leva Bates.
My original prediction was Goldberg, but I kind of think someone else has said Sasha Banks, so that I could see that maybe being done.
Mm-hmm. I think
because I guess they're buddies.
Who's that?
Sasha Banks and Punk.
Oh, okay. Sounds like it if he's showing up the Impact off of her.
And then I saw some people saying it was going to be that girl that used to be with him who shaved her head, but no, that'd be fine. Serena Deeb, which is fine, but like that's not like a major return.
No. I think Punk. It could be Punk.
Well, it is probably most likely to be Punk, but the rumor is it'll be Punk and someone else.
Oh. Sasha would be a really big one. Or Mercedes Moné, as she's known now. So, you know that match with Taya Valkyrie and Jade Cargill?
Yeah,
is the week before this one.
Yeah,
that I didn't realize, but I was listening to Disco and Conan talk about it, and I guess it was a stipulation where she couldn't use her finishing move.
Right.
So when she went for it, she had to stop herself.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's what it was, and I was like, that was a weird finish, but it was because of that, I guess. So it wasn't a very hot match.
Yeah. The build was good. I was actually looking forward to it, but it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Vic Strowman said, I gotta go to bed. You guys put me to sleep. You boring fuckers. Oh, no, he didn't. He said, great show as usual, guys. See you in 2 weeks.
Take it easy, Vic.
Good night, Vic Giovanni. Hey, that's a spicy meatball. Hey,
yeah.
Are you glad to see Roddy Strong in AEW? I'm not really a big fan of his, but I do think he's a good fit in AEW.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not a huge Roderick Strong fan, but it's good that he's in AEW. It was a surprise when he came out. I was genuinely shocked.
I honestly thought he was still in NXT.
Mm-hmm. So they kept that one under wraps very well, and I was glad to see him.
Eric Bischoff calls CM Punk a piece of garbage and desperate little bitch for going to Raw. Thoughts?
Damn.
We've been over this many times. I think everyone knows my thoughts.
I mean, on his part, I think it's smart, really, that he's playing. That if he's doing what I'm suggesting, I think he's doing, I think it's smart on his behalf. I don't think it's desperate. I think it's just.
I mean, he has no reason to be desperate. I mean, you say even if you don't like the guy, to like pretend no companies want him is kind of just foolish.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, all the companies been trying to get him for the last 7 or 8 years.
I'd say he left, and he probably did get a call from Triple H or Vince or something afterwards. At least saying, hey, we just didn't know if it was right for you, but everything's good with us or something. But who knows?
ESPN's Mike Coppinger tweeted, hearing Wembley is scaled for only 40,000 for AEW. Far cry from April. I was ringside for Tyson Fury, Dillian White, and it was packed to the brim with 94,000. Nothing beats the big fight feel at Wembley. Tony Khan replied, that is clearly not true, and he was called out by Tony Khan with the following tweets. Lies, what a load of crap. Tell your agent Nick Khan to shove it up his ass. That's pretty sweet.
That's what Tony Khan said to this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, Well, I'm glad he's standing up for himself. He just likes, I mean, it's going to be a big show, and I think
even if it was like for 40,000 people, that's not anything to be like, man, what a failure! 40,000 people.
I think if they announce the match that I think they're going to do, I think it'll do even better than that. I mean, how many can it hold?
90 something thousand.
So it can go up to 90. I think
but
if they announce
a lot of things that go there, they don't section it off for the complete sellout. So
if they announce like Omega and Punk, I think it'll be a sellout.
Yeah, or Omega and the Bucks versus Punk and the FTR.
Some sort of involvement between those two.
Even I mean, it's already done really well. So the idea that if it doesn't sell 90-some thousand, it's a failure is just kind of crazy.
But if they do that angle, I think that could be a sellout.
I think it'll be big. Yeah, that's the biggest match you can do. Right now, it's selling real well just off the idea of AEW being in England for the first time, which that in itself is impressive because no matches have been announced at all. Jackson's making up some phony nonsense here, saying my ISP is doing maintenance on the lines tonight, so when a connection drop. No, I'm sure that's on the up and up.
The draft, fun, Jonathan. We appreciate you being on the show and doing it with us. That's good.
Yeah. Jonathan Jackson! The draft has a few free agents. So here they are, Incher. They can go to either show because they're so big time. Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin's a free agent? How?
Brock Lesnar.
I can understand Brock. I mean,
Cedric Alexander.
Could they just not make up their mind with some of these people? Like, they want to just Baron Corbin. We don't know. He's a free agent.
So it's like all job guys in Brock, I think. Dolph Ziggler.
Did they just throw these guys in just to make it seem more legit? Like, it's just not just Brock.
Elias.
The man who BG James stays awake at night because...
Yeah, he said he stays awake crying at night because he mishandled. Mustafa Ali.
God, that guy's useless. Just get rid of him.
Yeah, and he wants to leave. They're like, you can never leave. Almost with MVP.
Oh, no.
Shelton Benjamin.
Ain't nobody stopping me now.
Von Wagner.
Von Wagner?
I don't even know who that is.
I don't either. Is that somebody in Imperium?
Oh, maybe. But it's not the main guy?
Was he like the fourth dude in Imperium?
Oh, I'm going to look this guy up. It's Von Wagner. Von Wagner. Yeah, I just looking at him. I don't really know who he is.
I mean, can you show me who he is?
Yeah, one sec.
All right. I'll see if I know him. Von Wagner. He must be an NXT dude then, because...
Hold on a sec. Von Wagner.
He's the dude in NXT with the weird shaped head, Jonathan Jackson says. Yeah, I don't know him. I don't think I've ever seen him before. I think I'd recognize him too if I had.
Von Wagner. The opposing 6'5" Von Wagner nearly took home gold during his first night in NXT, holding his own against Pete Dunne, LA Knight, and Tommaso Ciampa in a brutal fatal four-way match. Using a vicious double underhook powerbomb, the self-professed unconventional man with unconventional methods, what a lame name, continues to build off his earth-shattering debut toward a promising young career. And now is aligned with Mr. Stone and Sophia Cromwell. The future looks bright. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wagner. How does Jonathan Jackson? He supposedly doesn't watch wrestling, but he knows more than we do.
I don't know.
Like, oh,
I
yeah,
guess he
that's
Googles it. He Googles it whenever. But as like, I'm surprised Braun Breaker wasn't like chosen to go to some like drafted somewhere.
There's still one more though. Zion Quinn.
Zion Quinn?
Who's that?
You got me on that one. Zion Quinn.
He doesn't even come up. Oh, here we go. This seems like some soccer player. Did he just make this up? Oh, here he is. Zion Quinn. Another guy I don't know.
Dustin Nance says, bring in Trick Williams.
Treat Williams?
Trick.
Oh.
I do not know him.
He's a guy. Did he just like go in and say, give me the Roman Reigns tattoo?
Give me the Roman Reigns tattoo.
Isn't that just like Roman Reigns tattoo?
Yeah. Isn't that a Samoan thing though, to like do like your whole pec and then down your arm? Because Rock has the same one. Isn't it like some tribal thing or something?
How many Samoans does Cumpy got?
Oh.
Is that Manu?
What if like a Japanese dude said he was Samoan and like came into the company and like, do you think the other
bloodline?
Yeah, like, do you think the other Samoans would accept him?
No,
because that's what they did with you. That's what they did with Yokozuna.
Probably kill him or something.
How dare you?
The revamped NXT 2.0 has brought a surplus of exciting new competitors, but perhaps none have hit the ground running quite like Zion Quinn. The tattoo-laden superstar sports a no-nonsense attitude, vicious strikes, and a wicked Samoan drop. And he's quickly making a habit of stunning those who doubt him. While his victories are the likes of Andre Chase, Boa, and Oni Lorcan may have initially been considered upsets, the hard-nosed competitor is quickly proving that his early hot streak is anything but a fluke.
Ooh.
Damn. Zion Quinn. He's going to take it all, I think.
Probably.
All right. We're about halfway through the Nikhil questions.
I think Nikhil has to watch 4, 5, and 6. Oh, geez. Okay, I won't do it. I'm just kidding.
Indu Share is back on Raw. I'm excited. Are you?
Ooh.
Hell yeah. I love Indu
I
Share.
even watched the show, and I don't even know who he's talking about. Indu Share? He won't watch Rocky, but he's excited about Indu Share? Is that their name?
Yeah, Indu Shear.
Indu Shear.
Oh, it's a tag team.
I know they announced some like team was being drafted, and I'm like, I don't know these guys. Like pretty dreadful or pretty something, pretty. I forget.
It's a tag team, I guess. Yeah, we're pumped.
We like it. It's the best.
Oh, it's Veer. Hell yeah, Veer. Veer and Sangha.
Oh, you got a picture there?
I'll have to try to find one here.
Oh,
hell yeah. These guys rule. They're my favorite.
They're your favorite who you pondered for like 45 seconds who they even were.
I want these guys to win the belts.
No, you don't.
Hell yeah. These guys rule. Look at them. They're awesome.
Hell yeah. Well, I know who they are now, but I didn't know who they were. Wasn't the other guy like dancing or something? Like that was like his deal?
No, that was
SmackDown?
That's Shanky.
That's Shanky? What? He wasn't in that group?
No. That was Shanky used to tag with Veer.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So Shanky's just gone?
Yeah, he was doing the Shanky dance.
Yeah, and he's just gone now.
I guess. Yeah. Now Veer is
poor
tagging
Shanky.
with Nikhil or something. I'm enjoying the Pillar story in AEW. So isn't Troy. Intra's is not too hep on it. I'm kind of on the fence. I really like the beginning. Now I think they've kind of just ran out of stuff to keep it going, so they did all these little swerves, which I don't think were the greatest.
I just think MJF, he needed to be in just an old school kind of feud where they really solidized him as a champion and just got the company really like hot, like where people are like, this is the main event, and this is the match we need to see.
Time for the main event. Michelle Carlisle, I still don't know who these two guys are.
Apparently, it's Jones's favorite.
Dustin Nance says, I love Pretty Deadly. They're the best. I love Pretty Deadly.
Okay, that's the team I was trying to think of. I don't watch NXT, so I don't know anybody from NXT besides Braun Breaker.
Freaking Braun Baker Mark over here, ain't your boy?
Because he likes to break stuff. Maybe they don't want to pull him up yet because of the controversy about his pops.
I don't know. I don't think.
I'm sure it didn't help. I mean, maybe they want to keep him quiet before
She should go beat his dad's ass. You motherfucker! Ah!
Yeah.
I don't understand why FTR both lose one-on-one matches. They are champs. They shouldn't lose no matter what. Actually, that's pretty traditional pro wrestling. Is if the tag champs are gonna wrestle singles matches against a team that they're gonna defend the belts against, then they would lose the singles match to build up for the championship. Vans Demetria here. She says, "Great show, thank you, Vance.
Thank you, appreciate it."
We got a lot of nice female ladies here in the group, in the chats. I'm enjoying. We did that one. Sorry, Madcap Moss is now listed as Riddick Moss. Any memories of Madcap Moss?
Just him and his timeless pairing with Baron Corbin. They were such a thing that was on my TV.
That was one of my favorite things that ever happened.
It was like when they came on, I was like, "Yep, there they are. That's who that is."
Where would you put Madcap Moss and Baron Corbin up with the formation of the NWO?
Probably like formation of the NWO is like here, and they would be like
on the floor.
Yeah.
Do you have any memories of when John Cena was drafted to SmackDown and then back to Raw all in one night? I have absolutely no memories of that.
I kind of remember what he's talking about, but
I'll be honest, I've always hated the draft.
John Cena, I don't know. John Cena's cool, I guess. I don't know, but he's never been my favorite, so I've never really.
I liked him with throwback John Cena when he was first like taken off and he was the heel and he did the raps. I like that stuff. When he really just became the guy who saluted and pretended he was a Marine.
Yeah,
and just talked very like, I am John Cena and I do good. Like, I wouldn't say he sucks or anything, but he's very uninteresting to me.
You remember when I had personality?
Those days. He's got. I mean, I know people age and they get a little ball stuff, but he's still out there with the jorts, and it's just like I don't know, change it up a little bit. People should learn from Undertaker. He would change things up, and then he would go back to the original Dead Man, and then you'd be excited, like, oh yeah, it's the Undertaker I like. But he would change it up, and then it was cool when he'd go back to the old one. And then and Jericho, who always reinvents himself. And I don't mean like, oh, now he's the milkman. Now he's, oh, no, I'm a drag racer. It's just like he's still Chris Jericho, but, he would change up
Yeah.
He get new nicknames. He changes look a little bit. You got to keep fresh, not just be the same exact guy for decades. Yeah, thug life scene.
Dustin, yeah. I like Thug Life John Cena with his pump up his kicks. Bam, got to pump them up.
I still hate the draft. I'm with you, Michelle Carla. Fuck the draft.
I mean, I don't necessarily like love it or anything.
Fuck
but
the draft.
Like if you're watching Raw all the time and you're just like,
I'm a draft dodger. But I mean the WWE draft dodger.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you're just watching Raw,
not a Randy Orton draft dodger,
like week in and week out, it kind of breaks up the monotony of things, I guess. But it's not great. I mean, it's just there.
Bullshit to make you think it's cool. Why'd they change it? They changed it from the draft to we're going to shake things up. And now it's back to the draft. I liked it when they just said we're shaking things up.
The shake up. Shake it up. Woo!
Brittany Abrams, an ex-WWE writer, has filed a lawsuit against Vince McMahon and others because of offensively racist and stereotypical jargon. Yeah, we mentioned this earlier. It was about the 9/11 thing. I believe there's other stuff involved.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to switch stuff up when you're invisible.
Oh my goodness. You can't see me.
Trinity, aka Naomi. You know what? That's a better name, Trinity. Naomi's not a great name. Trinity's better. Trinity, aka Naomi, has joined Impact. What is your thoughts on that, Inchman?
I think it's like, could Mercedes Moné not like get her somewhere else? I mean, she walked out of WWE for her. I mean, can't get her a job with.
She's at the Impact Zone.
I mean, I guess it's something, but
yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I feel bad for her. I in support of if you think you're being misused, you leave, and so I think Monet's doing really well for herself. But yeah, poor Naomi's just stuck on the Impact.
mean, it could be a case where she doesn't want to go to Japan. I mean, maybe, but
I said like they didn't want to spend the money. I don't think that. I don't.
But
know.
If Mercedes Moné shows up in AEW, it's like she's already, Trinity's already signed to Impact, so I don't know. That's kind of shitty.
Maybe she'll end up there too. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll see what happens.
Would they allow that though? Because she's already debuted for Impact.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
maybe her husband said it's more of a bridge burner to go to AEW. Yeah, I don't know all the backstage.
That's true too. I mean, they could be leveraging to get her back because her husband still works for WWE.
Frankie Kazarian feels like he's assigned a bench player role in AEW. Do you agree? I think they actually tried, but he just doesn't. He's not like a A-list guy, especially at this point. They tried to do. He just never really caught on as a single. I think when they split up the three, none of them really took off.
The three is in Christopher Daniels.
SoCal
Uncensored.
I thought they were better altogether. I think the guy that had the most momentum was Scorpio, but I will say out of the three, they probably messed him up the most because they would start with stuff with him, but always stop it.
Mm-hmm. Does Christopher Daniels is like he had that lens in his eye? Unless it's like, is that a real injury or is that just him like being kayfabing or something? Like he had that in his eye on the reality show.
Oh, really?
All Access. Yeah,
I always liked him. And that's a guy too. I think would be good on like a dark where he's a veteran guy would be good to wrestle the younger. I think he would be a good guy to even give a shot to see if maybe he could be a good booker for Ring of Honor.
They've had him on Ring of Honor. They had him and Matt Sydal, Evan Bourne. Yeah. They had them together like reforming their team that they had back in the day.
I like.
So
I
they
thought
had
he
that for a little while.
retired and then he just started coming back again, which is weird. But
Yeah, he's been wrestling some recently.
I always liked him. It's too bad he was. I mean, because he is an older guy now. It's too bad an AEW wasn't around 20, or he wasn't 20 years younger now. You know what I mean? Because he would definitely been a guy that would have shined in AEW in his prime.
Yeah, for sure.
Because his size was his only really detriment. He's really good wrestler and also a good talker and stuff. So I think he would have really done well. Fightful Selectors reporting that an altered version of AEW's current TV deal with Warner Brothers Discovery, or possibly even a new deal altogether, is expected to be announced sometime in May. A date to look for is May 17th, when Warner Brothers Discovery will hold its annual upfront. Thoughts? I have no idea. I don't know anything about this. I don't know if it's good or bad or indifferent.
Yeah,
it seems like they're interested in the company since they're giving the big show on Saturday.
But the thing is, I thought like with the merger of, wasn't there issues with their TV deal if like WWE was to merge with this new company or something, or is that out the window?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's what always happens when all these companies start to get together. So I don't know enough about it to really give any insight on it one way or the other.
So we don't know basically. And
I'll be honest, that kind of stuff doesn't really interest me. But that would be something I would say to look at Meltzer for, because that's the kind of stuff he'd be good at.
I'll say this: I'll watch this new show, but like if they do an actual brand split, and this isn't like a big
terrible idea,
elaborate work, I mean, it's going to suck in a ways, because I mean it's very WWE-ish.
Yeah, and it's copying a thing that no one likes. I mean, I can't say no one, but the majority of fans don't like from WWE.
Yeah.
I don't like it from WWE. And the idea of splitting up the hottest possible feud you could have and splitting up so they can know, and then they don't interact at all. Like, and if they never bring each other up, it not only is it bad, it just makes them look lame, because you're like, what is happening? How can they not? Now, if this is actually all part of a work where they're going to actually fight, and you would have separate brands for this time being, and on Wednesday and Dynamite, you have the Elite, and they're trashing Punk and FTR and stuff, and then on Saturday you tune in, and Punk is taking all these cheap shots at the Elite guys and the Hangman and Kenny, and FTR is taking all these shots at the Bucks, and you let them get that's good. And then, but the idea was eventually down a few months, don't do it right away, but down the road, you keep doing this, and then they have the big match. That would be a good angle. But if you just have them actually separated and there's no interaction ever, I think it's a huge mistake.
Yeah, for sure.
I would honestly tell anyone, if you're not willing to do this, like, honestly think they should be just like, oh. Yeah, either group. I like guys on both groups. Punk's one of my favorites, but if he was not willing to work with these guys after all this, and it's something that would legit help the company, like,
I mean, it's like if it's making them start like a whole other division, and then two splits. Yeah. I mean, that's costing the company money.
Yeah,
and it's just like,
I think there's no way that they just went to Turner and said, we have to make a whole new show to put these Punk on.
Yeah,
like that. There's no way that happened, or else they could have made a Ring of Honor show. So, or if they just have that kind of pull, like, we can just make a whole nother show because this other guy wants to. So I think they wanted that show, and then either this is part of a work, or this is like, they're like, well, this came to be, so now we can bring Punk on and just put him on this show. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure there's legit animosity between them, but you have to do this match, or else you look like a bunch of losers. You look like a bunch of putzes.
Yeah. So
the company looks bad. Both whoever's not willing to do it, I think looks bad, and then the whole company looks bad.
I mean,
I've
it's
always stood behind Tony Khan, but if he was like so wishy-washy that he just doesn't, and make these guys do this, or they have to, or they're gone, then he's being a putz.
Do you think he could just be biding his time and hoping that it all smooth over?
It's been months, so I would think they would have to by now. And again, I'm hopeful that it's just all part of a long angle where you do, like I said, each group is talked about each other and the other ones, which that would be fun. Like that would make me tune into each one to see what the other one would say about each other, and then eventually you work up to a big feud.
That would be good. So, but if it's just them splitting and never mentioning each other, that would suck.
Mm-hmm. Now, I could just be hopeful because I just assumed that the Cody Rhodes stuff was all work, and then he really left, and he's in the other company, so who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I was even taking flack on the show saying Cody would not show, and it was just all hearsay, and then
I really thought so. I never thought if someone else, even Jericho or anybody, it's like, well, okay, but when it's one of the core people who started the company, I just never thought they would just leave and go back, especially a guy who was already there and knew he didn't, and kept saying he hated it so bad. That's even stranger than if like Omega or the Young Bucks, who at least they never been there, so they don't know. But any of those four guys, when they're like the executive vice presidents and the guys who really started the whole thing, it's just mind-boggling to me. I bought my tickets for AEW All In floor seats. Wow, floor seats opposite the hard camera, and the meet and greet tickets. Wow, Nikhil's spending the big cash. He probably spent a couple grand for that. Good for him.
That's big money.
Yeah. You know what though? It's the first time there. Maybe it'll be the biggest show ever there for AEW. I would assume so. Yeah, go all out. That's good for him. See, that's another thing. There's all these big shows here, but American audiences are used to that. So when you go to a country for the first time, they're like, we know we don't get this often wrestling at all, and we never had this. So you get people who are willing to pay out the some extra money for it.
And this has to be like televised or recorded or something. I mean, they gotta have this on air somewhere. I mean,
I think you have to put a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And it makes for a really fun crowd. It makes for a fun audience to watch when people are really into it. AEW All In Wembley has gotten a bigger attendance than the largest Nitro, which was 41,000 when Goldberg won the title. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Rocky shit was a waste of time. Cliffhanger and Escape Plan are much better.
Are you telling me if I freaking tied this dude down and like threatened to shove like a burning spike in his eye, you think he would just stick with?
I 100%. There's no doubt in my mind he really believes that. Do I think it's why it's smart, or do I agree? Not 100%. No, but I do believe that's his.
Why does he get such a pass from you? I mean, you get on me about Spaceballs.
I'm not saying it's smart at all. But do I think it's true? Yeah, I think it's
you're not having any fun with him whatsoever about hating Rocky and like loving all this other shit.
I think it's insane, but I'm used to this by now with him. I mean, he loves some movies I never heard of, and
you don't say I don't respect your movie choices.
I can't stand by anyone who doesn't like the Rocky movies, but I've learned to. I would actually probably been more surprised if you liked them.
I can't understand how you wouldn't like them though. I mean, how can you not watch the first Rocky and be like, that's a quality movie? How does? Is there something wrong with him or something? Like,
it does make you wonder about us because he's a big fan of our show.
Well, don't bring that up. But
so, by the way,
makes me question myself at that point.
If you don't get this, it'll be going to Mike Bessler. If you would like this, $25, Super Chat or Venmo Headyverse.
Make Mikey cry.
The In Your Head from 2005, our very first shirt, and it had all the guests from our very first season, very first year of the show. I won't go over them all again, but it's very cool. Well, I'll go over a few of them. C.W. Anderson, Don West, Great Denver Valentine, Tully Blanchard, Lance Storm, the Boogie Woogie Man, Ed Ferrara, Goldilocks, Charlie Haas, Stan Hansen, Jimmy the Mouth South Hart, Goldberg, Terry Funk, J.J. Dillon, Tony Atlas, Lance Hoyt, Paul Bear, Puppet the Psycho Dwarf, Harley Race, Sheik on LKC, Steve Carino, Ron Killings, Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton, Dave Meltzer, Bobby Roode, Elix Skipper, the Genius Laney Poffo, Ox Baker, and Magnum TA.
God bless Colleen. She has said the statement of the night right here in the chat room. Highlight it, Jack. Spaceballs is the best. Spaceballs. I can see your Schwartz is almost as big as mine. It's a good movie.
She brought this up to me one other time, and I just glossed over it that she's a big Spaceballs fan. I was like,
it's good. It's a fine film, Jack.
Tony Oberstar, have you ever threatened to assault someone over a frozen pizza? I don't even know what. I'm sure that's in reference to some topical news item, but I have no idea what it is.
Have I ever threatened? No, I was trying to think if me and my brothers ever had a fight over a frozen pizza before.
Like that, Tony's mine. Give me those pizza rolls, bitch. Boom.
No, I don't think we have. No.
He's bummed. Look at the. See, I'll show this. See, it's not just Interior and Nikhila bad taste. Michelle Carlisle and Colleen do too. So, but they're still cool. I like. Have you ever taken out loans to buy pop?
No.
Lex Arsenic questions, but his right to have been revoked. Mike Bessler, favorite memories of Eric Embry. Didn't he call into the show once when we were interviewing someone?
I think so, or maybe I don't know. Eric Embry.
No, I think that was
Who was that somebody called in that was like?
I think that was Terry Garvin. Actually, now I think about it, but Eric Embry might have too. I, for some reason, think Eric Embry called in the show once when we had someone else on.
I remember something like that.
It almost might have been Paul Bearer because we did one interview with Paul Bearer where it was mostly about his run as Percy Pringle.
Percy Pringle.
And Paul Bearer brought up Eric Embry having a very large penis. And he either contacted me and that he listened to it or he did call. He might have just contacted me. Then I think we were going to set up an interview, but somehow it didn't happen. But I also have a memory of him calling in, but I could be wrong. I know a couple of people. I remember Terry Garvin called in a show. And Superstar Bill Dundee called in once.
Mm-hmm.
Sid used to call in once in a while. But I don't know. For some reason, I think he called in. But I don't really have any memories of him because he wrestled in the Von Erichs W. I think it was after they sold, though. So it was like IWCCW. He wrestled at places that I really didn't see.
Yeah.
So I don't really have any memories of him. It wasn't stuff I had access to.
I wasn't too aware of him whenever I was younger. Or if he was on television around, I was just a kid and I never did watch him. But I hear a lot about him.
Oh! Colleen! Boom! Colleen got herself the shirt.
Oh, Mike Bessler, you're going to make him cry. But congratulations to Colleen, yes.
Boom. Well, thank you, Colleen. Colleen, Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Mm-hmm. I think we're getting close to ending the show, too. So
yeah,
at the last
she got
minute.
it right the nick of time. We were literally on the last question.
Bam.
So the last question is, which is worse, cookie dough ice cream or bubblegum ice cream? I actually am a fan of both. I'm surprised. I didn't know anyone disliked cookie dough ice cream.
But which one would you prefer, I think?
Well, there is a difference here. If you get bubblegum ice cream that has actual bubblegum in it, it sucks because then you're just chewing the bubblegum. But if you have bubblegum ice cream that's just flavored like bubblegum but doesn't have actual bubblegum pieces in it, I think it's
good. I would say I'd probably take the cookie dough over bubblegum.
Yeah, both are really good. He acts like they're both horrendous or something.
Who's asking this?
Mike Bessler. I love bubblegum ice cream too. I don't like it with actual pieces of bubblegum because you don't digest them, you're chewing them, so it's weird. But if you have bubblegum flavored ice cream that's just flavored like bubblegum, I think it's great. I kind of agree with Jonathan Jackson, to be honest. Some are better than others, but I don't think I've really had ice cream that I'd be like, man, this sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I would probably agree with that. I'm not a big strawberry fan, but even last week I was eating some Napoleon, and I was like, this ain't so bad. Maybe I'm been too harsh on it.
Is that like a buddy of yours? Or?
Yeah. No.
Your neighbor Napoleon?
Or Neapolitan, not Napoleon. I'm sorry.
I knew it, you man. I'm just being an asshole. Yeah, that would be like a Nikhil not liking Rocky if I heard something like, man, I really fucking hate ice cream. Like, what the hell?
It's like, how could you? How could you? Ice cream.
Okay, Incher, I'm gonna. This is for you, Incher.
Yes, sir.
I think disliking the Rocky movies is way more mind-boggling than liking Spaceballs.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Like, I'm not a fan of Spaceballs, and I never actually said anyone who likes it's an idiot. I just said they're not for me. That if you go back and listen to the original shows, I just don't think they're good movies. But they're good movie. But Rocky movies, that's like especially the first Rocky. That's like a pedestal movie. That's like up there with some of the greatest films. It's not quite to the level of Goodfellas and Godfather and Taxi Drivers, but it's like kind of like the right below that. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think
very upper echelon? It's not like I'd probably still say 5 stars, but I still wouldn't say I like Rocky quite as good as those. But I'd have up to like Jaws or something. I mean, like this is top tier stuff.
Do you think Nikhil is just like of the mindset like it's old, so it's not good, or like
maybe I don't know because he likes like
he's a younger guy,
like 1990. Yeah, I've noticed like younger people. Like I never really knew there was big fans of a lot of the 90s horror franchises, and by that I mean like I Know What You Did Last Summer. In the Final
Destination.
Yeah. I would just thought like, who really cares about these? But then when I started doing Without Your and stuff, I found a lot of people in their 20s and early 30s like love those movies. So I'm like, well, then that makes me think, well, that's probably what they grew up with. Like I grew up with, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff like that. So it's like, whatever, but it's kind of mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, so it might be like a generational thing with Nikhil. Like he looks back and he just thinks, does he like anything from
like I loved like Psycho and the Universal Monster movies.
I don't think kids do that as much nowadays, so they don't go back. Well, I guess they do with but they make something new that's like retro inspired. But
right. I mean, when we did dinner and a movie on the first of the new Halloween movies. And we were filming it at a coffee shop, and the waitress, that was her first time watching a Halloween movie, and it made her go back and watch original Halloween, which I did think was interesting. And then I thought, I mean, it's not necessarily her fault if she didn't grow up with this movie. So, I mean, I guess like I grew up watching John Carpenter's The Thing, and then eventually I went and watched the original.
The original, yeah. Or like I never would have seen the original Cape Fear if it wasn't for the remake.
That's true too. When I honestly when I saw Cape Fear, that was at 90 something. I didn't even know it was a remake when I first saw it.
Yeah.
That's one that doesn't get mentioned a lot as one of the best remakes.
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely up there. I mean, like, just Robert De Niro was just dedicated to that role because you've heard the story about him having his teeth filed down, and then he spent all kinds of money having a dentist file his teeth down just for that role, and afterwards he had them like rebuilt.
Yeah.
Did you know about that?
No,
it's just insane that he would do that, but he was really dedicated to playing Max Cady. So
yeah, it's great.
His performance alone makes
Yeah.
it like, but it's really just a solid movie all over.
Oh yeah. It's kind of like to watch
At
it
the
now.
time, I think it got some kind of harsh reviews when it first came out.
Yeah, I remember loving it, and the big iconic scene is with him and the girl there.
Yeah, Julia
Lewis.
Lewis. I know her name.
Boy, she had like a great run of movies there for a while. I don't know if
Mhm,
she's really done anything for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while since she's. I know she was on My Name Is Earl, but that was several years ago, and I know she's done stuff. I just nothing's coming to my mind. She's a good actor, though. Actress.
Oh yeah.
There he is, Norman Bates, Jack's idol.
It is one of my idols. This was a birthday present from Annabelle several years ago.
Oh, sweet.
She Christmas present. No, happy birthday says, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, happy birthday. So on the back, probably says a date. I don't know, it just says happy birthday. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. I used to have it up here, but it's a little big just on the bookcase. But I do have it over here, and I pull it out. All right, Inchman, what do you think?
I think I'm good.
All right, that was fun. We couldn't do the show last night, but I think we had a good show tonight.
Yeah.
I assume we'll be back to Tuesday next week, but I'm not sure. Or maybe you're not even sure yet either.
We got Madman next week, right? I'm not working next week.
Okay, yeah, Madman Pondo. That's right. Madman Pondo will be live here on the show next week. We haven't had a guest for a while. So that'd be fun.
It was my fault that the show wasn't on Tuesday because I had to go to work. But just so everybody knows,
it doesn't have to be anyone's fault. We did the show tonight, and that was fun. Worked out good. High five, Inchman!
Bam! High five.
Right.
Well, I guess that's it. Should we let's play the final
next
credits,
week here, Madman Pondo will be on the show. If you're a horror movie fan, tomorrow night, special start time 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. Without Your Head, it'll be me. Troy's going to be on the show. Terrible Troy has been on the show for a little while because of his work schedule, but he's off this week. He'll be on the show. And Annabelle will be back on the show, so it'll be the three of us. And we're going to open the show with Miles Doliak, who played kind of the Van Helsing character in the new Renfield movie with Nicolas Cage. That's very cool.
Oh, awesome.
So that'll be sweet. Then we're going to have Joe Castro, FX legend here in the independent horror world. A lot of cool stuff, including my films, which I showed the mask earlier. And then we will have Tara Hutchinson, the Hutch, will be back on the show to talk about New Village Video. It's a cool grindhouse streaming site. A lot of wild movies on there, so that'll be fun. And we'll take video calls, which we don't always do, but we might do that tomorrow night. And yeah, Zylo was going to join. He's a good man. We'll see you there. Colleen normally is there, but she's going to be at a Red Sox game. So have a good time at the Red Sox. She's also here in Massachusetts, girl, Colleen.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to take video. Then it'll be a long show because we're starting to talk about topics and we took questions. So it'll probably be a long show like this. So it'll be fun. And music of the month is Sorrow Seed. So we play some cool horror music during the show, during segments and stuff. It'll be a fun time. And I will announce the full lineup for Severed Limbs the 13th, which is my horror festival. It's the 13th one. And I will announce for the first time the entire lineup.
Excellent.
All right, intro. So, big thank you to Duckman for doing our theme song.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Ron Hex, who's going to do our outro. Thanks to the Inchman for creating the show with me and doing the show tonight. It's a fun time. And of course, a big thanks to all the members of the Headyverse here on YouTube. Hit the like button, share it out to your friends, put some comments, and the members of the Facebook group. And I'm not joking when I say don't call in and do stupid shit like Lexar. That's very disappointing, even when I asked him not to do so. So I hate to do this, but you're gonna have to be banned from the show for a while if you keep this up. And so please don't do that. It gets our show demonetized, and I also just don't want it on the show. Neither of us do.
No, it's nothing to be laughing about. It's bad stuff.
Yeah, and we're very lenient on the show, so
yeah, I mean,
no reason to just be like,
you could just about talk about anything else, but I mean,
yeah, just use common sense. And if we ask you not to do it, respect our decision. And if not, then you'll have to be gone from the show, and that's unfortunate, but it's the way it's gonna be. All right, see you guys.
See you all later.
Andre the Giant. Andre was big. Yeah. It was not small. No. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink and a fight. Andre was big. Yeah. It was not small. No. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink and a fight. Andre the Giant. Andre was big. Yeah. It was not small. No. Andre was great. He was not bad. A great big heart and a great big man. Andre was big. Yeah. It was not small. No. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink and a fight. Andre the Giant.
From Grenoble, France.